Tune into this. Turn on the cam, I am the fizz. Turn on the switch, listen to Strick, yeah. Know if we swinging, there's never a miss. Don't follow a script, yeah. Topics change quick. Looking for facts, looking for tips. One's an enforcer, one's a reporter. Together we Cam and Strick, yeah.
Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number
334, baby. Yoink. Happy St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's
Let's go.
Day. I got a green cup today for St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day.
I'm trying to get Cam. There's a traditional celebration that occurs here in St. Louis. It's the Dogtown celebration for St. Patrick's Day. It's an old, very old Irish neighborhood. I lived there for several years. Had property
lived everywhere.
Had property in the neighborhood up until maybe 18 months ago or so. So it's very near and dear to my heart, that neighborhood. I used to love St. Patrick's Day, just hanging out in my yard.
Let's go.
People would park their cars in the yard. They'd
go to the bathroom in Andy's house and steal all his shit.
Puke through the alley, at nighttime.
Sounds awesome.
No, not in my alley. But anyway, love living there. And so Cam and I are going to stop by there after the show today and just take in a little St. Patty's Day celebration.
I don't do anything on
my
St.
entire family's out of town.
Don't care. I don't have. Are they?
Everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
No.
You gonna get down with it?
I don't know what I'm gonna
do. You gonna get down with it?
What
are you gonna do?
I feel very guilty.
What are you gonna do?
I feel very guilty.
Fucking do your thing,
No, dude. So I got
you
one.
You can't live without them, can you?
Of course not.
You can't just go 2 days without them. Be like, whew, I'm kicking my feet up. I think you're virtue signaling right now. Andy wants to hang out here all goddamn day. He doesn't want to go home. I'm the one that wants to go home. So now he's virtued. My family's out of town. What do I do? What do you mean? What do you do? Do your thing,
what
baby.
What do I do?
I'll tell you what I would. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I would do. I would probably I'd just jam out, man.
Okay, but see, it's different.
Although it doesn't matter for me.
It's different when they're out of town, when they're like have a tournament or something like that. Like I get that. They went out of town down to like Big Cedar for a couple of days.
Why didn't you go?
Because I got to like work this week. I got other shit going on. It was like a last minute kind of plan. We got a friend who's got a.
They got to go down to Big Cedar.
He's got a place down there.
Expensive, by the way, too. No wonder Andy bitches all the time. Like one weekend, his family's got to go out of town. They've been out of town every single weekend.
Break.
Now you got to go out of town to Big Cedar, which costs a ton of money, by the way.
Spring break.
Is that why you're stressed out?
I'm not stressed out.
You okay?
I've just been dealing with this.
I've been dealing with a couple. Let's get into a couple things because I listen.
My oldest.
No, don't care. Listen, I love your oldest.
She's in Scottsdale with a different family for spring break.
Okay,
she's doing her thing
she's
there.
Fine. We don't need an
update.
Laurie's
like, we need to get out of town.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
We need to get out of town. And I'm like, where do you need to go? Like, can we just wait a few weeks for when the season ends? We'll go out of town. We'll go do something.
Because this affects me. Because I know that you get stressed out.
So they literally left me for like 3 days.
Maybe there's a reason for that.
No. Oh, they were so sad leaving. Then they wouldn't say. That's why
I'm so sad leaving.
That's why I'm late this morning, dude.
Yeah, he's late again. Put your foot down.
She's
she has to go out of town.
All over me before she left.
She got mad at Andy because Andy got sick. Meanwhile, my wife's cleaning up everything that came out of me. Cleaning it up, not complaining about. Andy's wife gets mad at him for being sick. Andy was legitimately sick.
Legit.
Now she's like, I got to go out of town. You've been out of town every goddamn weekend. It's been... I see the stress levels from you up fucking boom, 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 boom. There's games out the wazoo with the Blues. Stressful. You're sick. You're still sick right now. She's got to go out of town.
I know.
And spend money.
Dude.
It ain't cheap down at Big Cedar, just so all y'all know.
All right,
whatever with that. Listen,
you know
I dodge goddamn tornadoes. It is. Let's just get into it, okay? Because Andy's getting chirped a little bit. I fucking predicted this 2 weeks ago. I said we're gonna get shit kicked here.
Okay.
We're gonna get shit kicked here.
Amateur storm
and
chaser.
Exactly
with
what
your
happened.
video was terrible.
It just showed the outline of
those trees were already down. There's nothing.
No, they weren't.
You're like, here,
killed 12 people.
Look at these twigs that are down on the ground. Look at these branches.
You're good at chirping.
Here's a couple of branches that are down on the ground. Cam acts like he just came through like Mississippi and like some major like towns were just completely wiped out.
It was in the
F-0.
It was in the F-0. If it was in the F2, it would have been a big difference.
We had wind, really, and some areas had worse than others. I'm saying where I live, we had wind. Yeah.
It wasn't a big tornado, but it did hit right by our house. And Kate and I were actually down in the cellar. We're like, God damn it. And I'm like, no, I got to go look at this fucking thing. So next day we come by, no one had power anywhere. And this little EF0 that went boom, kid up, boom. It made a nice little trek. It knocked down all the power lines out by our house. A lot of people didn't have power, but it did kill a lot of people. Like this storm front was gigantic, dude. It was 500 miles.
It was more wind, right?
The headwind. It was windy all day.
Yeah,
remember how windy it was all day? But then the tornado came at night, which is horrible. It was like 9:30 at night. I'm already like half cocked. And I'm like, give me let's get this thing over with. The power goes out, but it did devastate a lot of shit. Not necessarily in where we live in Missouri, but in the southern Missouri, Arkansas killed a lot of people. The whole storm was 500 miles long. I predicted that 2 weeks ago, and we just missed again. It always just misses us because it's very hilly where we're at.
Are you disappointed that it just missed?
Fucking no, man.
Cam's like, gosh dang it just missed us.
Good one. No, the point is, I don't want it. It's just interesting that it just barely gets us, and then it forms in other areas. But eventually, like I said,
who got it the worst?
I would say Arkansas. Then Tennessee got rocked.
No, anybody like in our area, like state or
down south. Yep, damn right. Oh, Raleigh got rocked, man.
Yeah,
big
Raleigh
time.
traditionally will get rocked.
Raleigh got rocked, and then Villa Ridge got rocked. Because I remember watching.
Don't know where that is.
Because it's in a poor part.
Where is that? Where is that?
It's
exactly?
Down south a little bit,
like by Raleigh
in Pacific.
Oh,
yeah.
I drive to Pacific quite often.
I know you probably hate it, but anyway, yeah, this was a hardcore storm. Maddie, did Salem get rocked too? Yeah, it did.
Salem got rocked.
It got fucking rocked.
Can I tell you a little bit?
And he hates it whenever I have to talk about tornadoes. I predicted this 2 weeks ago.
Everyone knew it, dude.
No, they didn't. You fucking countered me.
No, you were saying the entire spring. You didn't say this is going to happen in 2 weeks.
If it's not a trade deadline thing, what does he anything? He talks about his 8-year-old kid playing in a co-ed league up in Detroit and how hard it is for his wife to get up there. I'm talking about goddamn tornadoes that devastated areas.
I'm playing in co-ed.
There could be girls that play in that one. He's 8-year-old.
Most.
You want to break it down? Did he score? You want to break it down?
He doesn't have a tournament this week.
Oh, all right.
But I will say that the tornado, it's really interesting how to break it down. And again, CBS News uses my video again. I mean, this is the third time when I put something out there because I can share some videos if you want, but it's my house, man, where I live. It was just wind. We hardly had any rain.
It's headwind. 5
miles down the road, there's like golf ball size hail.
Oh, that's what kills you, dude.
You know what I mean? Yep. And in my neighborhood, where I live, no rain hardly. It was just wind.
What are all your neighbors doing?
The sirens are going off. But man, we didn't have power. We're one of the last houses in the region to get power, dude. We had
so you're the poor part of Ladue.
To survive. No, the whole neighborhood had it except 4 houses.
Your whole neighborhood's the poor part of Ladue.
No, the whole neighborhood had power.
Except for you?
4 houses.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're like on a wire.
Yeah.
That's connected to the street over off of a different road.
Yeah.
Which is not the poor area.
Dude.
And that whole neighborhood was without power, and it extended into like 4 houses on my street.
It was scary.
So we didn't have that. You know, listen, I just don't panic in these types of situations.
Who does?
I don't enjoy it by any means, and I hope everybody stays safe, but you know, I'm just not by nature a fear monger. Maybe that'll hurt me one day down the road. I just don't get emotionally, worked up about it.
Well, you're tough.
Until it happens.
You're tough.
But, and I'm seeing a lot of the wins. So anybody who lost things or suffered significant damage or lost their lives or loved ones, man, my heart goes out to all of you.
You were so sincere.
I'm serious.
I don't really panic about stuff, so it's not a big deal to me because you don't know what's going on.
I don't panic in advance.
You were texting me what's going on? You said coming my way. I go, yeah, just be careful.
Because I wasn't paying much attention.
No shit. So no wonder you don't fear monger because you know what the fuck's going on.
Well, there you go. People who just watch the news 24/7. All I do is watch the news. Those are the ones that fear monger.
Nah, those are the ones that are up to date on what the hell's going on.
If you believe the media with everything, yeah.
Well, weather-wise,
if you want to be influenced,
it's not about.
If you want to watch one network of news
like you did
all day long, you're probably going to have a certain opinion on things that may not be 100% real. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me how to.
But if you watch a different, I'd rather listen to people, intelligent people, smart people. That's what I'd rather listen to.
Like who?
Like Theo Vaughn, man.
When you talk about the French.
Oh, my. Well, I've just been on a big Theo Vaughn kick, man. There's a couple of comedians I've been listening to. He's cool, though, man.
You know what I'm going to do today, though? I'm going to be eating some goddamn good food. You're damn right. Corned beef and cabbage, baby. Let's go. I'm going to be eating the shit out of that. Let's go. I barbecued ribs even on that windy day, which is tough to do, especially if you have a little Weber grill. I barbecue ribs on a Weber grill, and if you could do that and do them right, you're pretty skilled.
Why are you sleeping all day yesterday?
Because I partied the night before.
Did you?
Yeah, Kate and I did. We didn't have power.
Just you two?
Kate and I didn't have power, so we went bar hopping.
Bar hopping?
Yeah,
where?
In Wildwood. And then we met up my buddies, and then we partied. And then I didn't get sleep.
What
and
do you
then
mean
Andy's,
bar hopping? Like, how many bars did you go? Like, how old
My
are
buddy
you,
was
dude?
driving.
You go bar hopping?
when we don't have power?
do
Yeah,
you
because I gotta
mean?
waste. I
You
gotta
don't
waste
just like
time.
to chill at one spot? Or...
Yeah, well, I got sick of there, and then somebody said, "Hey, Cam, come over here." When I did it, I'm like, okay, we went there,
And then
we
you
went
like
to
going
another
to,
place.
Were you guys on a party bus? Were you
my buddies were driving us, and then
Oh, so how many bars did you hit up?
3.
Is that bar hopping?
I don't know, Andy. I'm sorry. Maybe I used something
I
different.
mean,
Like
that-
you're being
you
very
know,
critical today.
I'm just saying.
You're not good at chirping.
Bar hopping. I just didn't know
Because
what
you've never been in a
doing.
locker room, you never had to chirp. You're not very good at chirping. We went bar hopping. We don't have kids, and we didn't have electricity, so we're like, let's just go fucking bounce around. And like, man, I evaluate food now. You know, God, some of the places I went to, I'm like, they gotta fucking tighten some things up, man.
In
I don't
what
know
way?
if I was a food critic,
Mhm.
and I would love to be, although I don't like to chirp. Fucking restaurants. These guys I watch on social media, man, they'll chirp the shit out of, and they'll hinder their business. But if I was realistic and I really did a food like an update on what the fuck's going on with that restaurant, man, I would give some negative reviews on some of the food, man. It's crazy.
The food or the presentation, the customer
Don't care about the
service?
presentation as much. Customer service is always okay for the most part. The food itself, I'm like, damn.
What do you mean? Like, I don't ever have.
Well, you don't eat, so you don't really know. We have Nate Thompson on, by the way, and he's like, hey, we're talking about being Judaism, and we're like, what's good about it? And you're like, food.
No,
And
that's
Andy's
what
like, I love food too. And he's like, what do you like? He goes, capers. I'm like,
No, I didn't.
Jesus Christ.
No,
Capers.
I said lox, dude.
Lox. Yeah.
You ever
I like
had that?
lox, Yeah.
You don't like smoked salmon?
Yeah, man.
You ever had a smoked salmon,
With lox?
lox, cream cheese on a bagel sandwich with tomato?
Andy says, I like lox. I'm like, okay.
Well, he said he loves the food. He was like, Jewish people are cool, man. They know how to party and they know how to eat.
Yeah.
So
Really cool. Yeah, we all know how to party and eat. You know what I mean?
not every
We
religion.
barbecue. We do our thing. Baby.
Who's that? What religion is that?
The non-religion. We party more than anybody.
The non-religious.
I bet you we party more than the Jews do, for sure.
Who's that?
Just a non-religious type,
I would say anybody who's non-religious, yeah, there's a chance maybe they party
for
more
sure.
so
and
than
eat
the
more,
religious.
and probably don't take care of their body
Yeah,
as
like
much.
religious, usually you're like living some
Yeah.
type of structure.
Yeah, you can't eat on certain days and
Yeah,
want something.
yeah.
We don't do that.
If you're like super religious.
We don't do that.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, tornadoes came through, man. It's all
Yeah,
it's
man,
all good.
it was pretty intense. We didn't have power till like 3:00 yesterday.
That's god awful.
and-
It's just god awful. Do you throw away all your shit?
We had to.
Yep. All that.
We
dude.
had to.
Your fucking freezer.
Do you know there's an egg shortage going on right now?
Yeah, because there was a bird flu
bird
and they
flu.
killed about 2 million
So
fucking chickens.
So we had to. Do you throw away eggs when they sit in?
Oh God, yeah.
we had to throw away like 2 dozen eggs.
Yeah, I
dude.
know. So do we.
Well, I'll go through about a dozen eggs in like a 36-hour period, easy.
Oh yeah.
We buy a shit ton of eggs, dude.
So do we.
I'm on a protein diet. I try to get my kids
You
protein
need to do something because you've been sick for like 2 weeks, man. You better
for the
figure-
first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, man.
It's a virus, dude.
There's
you know,
a lot of viruses going
It's
on.
a virus.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
got it.
like
Why
I
don't
don't
you get a bunch of vaccines, dude? Just
Yeah,
start
I'm
getting
not-
them all.
I listen.
Get the COVID
I
vaccine
believe
again.
I believe getting sick is like 80% mental. A lot of it's mental. Like you know those people
No,
who are
it's
just
not.
always
It's what-
sick.
You're sick. You're sick.
You don't know people who are always like, I'm sick.
Hypochondriacs, 100%.
Okay, so
Hypochondriacs.
a lot of it is
But you just
mental.
said that for normal people, it's usually when you get sick, you're not sick. Yeah, you are. The hypochondriacs are fucking crazy about everything.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I just haven't. Sometimes you don't feel well.
Yeah, but you were legit
don't
sick.
think to be sick, and you just. I'm sick. I can't make it. I'm sick. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what
well-
I'm saying? But this was a time where I was literally just crippled, and it's taken some time to get over it, man. And get
You
through
would.
it.
You work with guys that like when you play professional sports, man. Like you can't get sick. Like you're fucking for the most part. Like you're playing no matter what. So that's like in the mindset. But once you retire and you work with people on radio and stuff like that, I remember working with guys that are such hypochondriacs when it comes to sickness that they'd be like, something's going on here. It's like a Wednesday. Something's going on. I think I'm gonna be sick next couple days. Like they would predict their sickness, and all of a sudden they're gone Thursday and Friday on a 4-day weekend.
Mhm.
Interesting how that works. Then they get a 4-day weekend, like oh God, it was tough. No,
Yeah.
no, you're a hypochondriac, or you just want 2 days off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't do anything but watch baseball all weekend.
You watch
No,
baseball?
I'm joking. That's what they would say, you know?
Yeah. Oh man, I just had to sit there and watch baseball all weekend. You weren't sick, dude. My God Almighty!
Man.
But Andy was sick. I did eat like shit all
check
weekend.
this out. So yesterday, my
Yeah.
nephew's in town. He plays hockey at Indiana University. They have like the ACHA national championships here in town.
Win all them.
It's kind of cool. Like if all these schools actually had D1 programs, you know what I'm saying? Like you see all the jerseys hanging up in the lobby. You got Texas and Colorado
saw your
and
video.
Georgia and
Georgia.
like all the traditional powerhouses like
Yeah.
for college sports,
Yeah.
Alabama. And so my nephew's playing, they're playing Northeastern, good game, whatever. We're sitting there watching the game and the puck comes out of the stands, smokes my sister-in-law right in the forehead. 8 stitches.
Somehow I don't believe you. Like somehow,
oh.
for some reason, I don't believe you.
8 stitches.
Show me a picture.
I don't know if I'll see if I can
Show me a picture.
If I can get one.
Because I don't know if I think you really
you think I'm making
try
this
to.
up?
Yeah,
Dude, it happened.
I just
I
feel
mean,
like
well,
you're
no,
reaching so
no,
bad. We
no.
can talk about so many different things. Andy,
Hey, hold on. Let me
don't be that guy.
Oh,
8 stitches.
Dude, 8 stitches.
Andy.
So let me, and I'll play a video.
If you prove it to me, I will look into the camera and apologize
Okay.
to everyone. I'll apologize to you.
Okay.
I will go to Dogtown.
Okay.
Show me right
You'll
now.
go to the.
I will go to Dogtown.
Okay. Let me
Show-
have him send me.
Because
a
Andy,
picture.
if you're manufacturing stories, we got issues. You just don't need to say it.
Okay.
You don't need to tell. If you prove me wrong, I'm going to look like a damn fool.
You're gonna-
Damn fool.
Okay, so listen. So she gets smoked in the head, right? He's gonna send me a picture, but I got a video that I'm gonna play for you. So she gets smoked in the head. People are coming over. She's a nurse. My niece, who's here in town, she's also a nurse. So she kind of had.
Everybody's a nurse.
What do you think I did when she got hit with the?
Help!
So you know Mike Hefner, you know the
Yeah.
the guy who's the like the paramedic on the trainer who's always on staff
Mhm.
at all these big tournaments. And they had a lot of people there. I will say,
Yeah,
I
look
mean,
back.
3 or 4 trainers like were on the scene
Yep.
within minutes. And he's like turning around. He's like, yeah, she's got a pretty significant lack. So like lack, I guess, is the term for like laceration. I think the medical term for laceration, which I didn't know. I'm learning that as we go, listening to the medical professionals. So they're talking about this lack, you know, and I don't want to look,
Lack?
and I don't want to look at it. So anyway,
And you'll pass out if he looks at something like- he'll
take her
never make
away.
the
I've got
NHL.
Ty with me and little Ivy too. They take her away, and so they get her like bandaged up, and she's like, you know, I don't want to go to the hospital until I know there's like a plastic surgeon there who can, you know, sew me up or whatever. So she came back to watch the rest of the game, dude. And this is what the announcer had to say when she walked back to her seat.
And the third one. So that Indiana fan is returning now to her seat and did have a little bit of a butterfly on her forehead, but it's good to see that she's back and no worse for wear other than a little bit of a nick. She's a hockey fan, right? Like hockey players.
I
Take a puck to
love
the head.
Andy.
Take a puck to the head. See?
I apologize.
Like
Sometimes I think he manufactures stories just
No,
to
this was true. I mean, smoke right in
Interesting.
the head. And so they're like a little nick, a little bandage. Well, yeah, she came back to watch the rest of the game because
tough.
they told her like you can stick around, you can go get stitches now, or you can do it in an hour. It's not going to matter, right?
Yeah.
So, and she knew that too, being in the medical industry. But just smoked right in the head. I'm watching the game. My nephew was on the ice. I was kind of locked in with him. I saw the puck kind of like fly through. I wish I could redo it over again because I probably would have reached over and like
you would have done something.
I caught the puck
You
or
would've done
stopped it. And you know, when I got to the game, I was a little bit late, which
Which
you
is
know,
weird. It's late today too.
They had to scoot over for us to go sit on the bench. So if she didn't scoot over, that could have hit
It's your
my
fault for being late.
75-year-old mom, who was also at the
She was
game,
there?
who had to scoot over a little bit. I mean, who knows who that would have hit? But I
Yeah.
felt bad that I made her scoot over because then she was right in line with the puck, man. But have you ever gotten hit with a puck in the forehead like that?
Jesus, Andy.
Has that happened to you? No, I mean it.
I mean,
Have you taken a shot to the
I was
face?
taking a shot to the face, taking a shot to the finger, taking a shot to the
Okay.
wee.
How many
into the
stitches?
wee-wee
Are we going to Dogtown
Until
Parade
my
after this?
I might have to now
Yeah.
because I was wrong on that, and
Uh-huh.
I apologize. See, when I am wrong, I
Yeah.
apologize because right now I don't know what you're doing.
No.
Sometimes
I know.
I think you're desperate, you're grasping for air, and you're like, "There's got to be something I can
What do
talk
you
about."
mean? No, this happened yesterday.
You know, I was waiting for a tornado story. Like, God, Chloe was lifted in the air, and I grabbed her, and we're, you know,
Dude, the
you know what I mean?
tornado, I mean, it was It was bad, but it wasn't like
It could have been a lot worse.
it's
Like
bad.
any tornado, but it didn't hit
This
us.
is what
It
it
hit-
sounded like in my
You know,
house. And look,
horrific.
there's nothing happening.
That's what horrific. Yeah, because it's not right there.
Not right here.
It's over there and over there, man.
Isn't that amazing?
Horrific sound.
This is the
Andy.
sound.
Do you know the sound, by the way, when the Romans used to take over and they're rolling up? It would be sound just something like this, like
Take cover.
I actually took cover for the first time in my life. I took cover for the first time in my life because Kate's like, "You have to protect us." I'm like, "God dang it, girl! I'm looking out the window," which is a stupid thing to do. But I didn't know it was that. I knew it wasn't that close because I looked at the radar and it was about a mile away. Which if it was an EF2 or 3, I would have been affected by that. But it was an EF0, EF1.
Yeah.
But there's so many trees there that man, it'll fucking take a tree and bash it down in your house and you'll die.
Mhm.
That's what happens more than anything. You don't get sucked away. You get fucking debris hitting you from the whirlwind like a fucking saw comes on.
Cam's doing a video the next day, like taking us through his neighborhood. I thought it was
It
interesting.
wasn't our neighborhood. That was on Bassett Road.
Oh, that was in Bassett Road.
It just
and
missed
just
our
kind of showing us exactly what happened. And
Yeah, it was actually a pretty
there were
dang good
some-
video. Everybody's chirping you.
there were some tree branches that were down and stuff.
Yeah,
like that,
tons. And
which
you should have seen the power lines and knocked down, man. And we had power. I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
a
you
lot-
did have
Yeah,
power?
we got it back quicker than anybody else in our old neighborhood has our
Really?
own power source. You know,
Yeah.
because it's the wealthy part
So-
of Franklin County.
But
When you're in
even-
the wealthy
even
part, you
working
get
with
that.
Bernie Federko,
That's why Andy
Bernie
didn't have power.
Federko yesterday, when he got to the end, he still didn't have power.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
God awful.
my in-laws still didn't.
How about the
have
Blues?
power.
The Blues get stuck in Minnesota again. They have to leave the day of a game. Then they move the game from 5 to 7. They go out there. Braden Shin has the ceremony. The Ducks stay in their locker room. I haven't seen that in a
Yeah.
while. And Chris Kerber, I'm listening to. Oh my God, he was bashing them.
Well, I think
So, but
I
why
think
would you
somebody
do
came up
that?
to Shen and said something on the ice about why they didn't go on the bench or apologize. Shen and
Never seen.
it looked
that.
like Shen and the coach for Anaheim were
Cronin?
that they were exchanging words at one point too, maybe.
And the Blues shit kicked them.
But like, I don't know how to read into that.
I
think
do.
sometimes these ceremonies are done after the national anthem or right before or whatever.
Yeah.
Right after the national.
Yeah.
This was done. It was a longer ceremony, so it was done a little bit differently than what we've seen in the past.
And they just had Cam Fowler ceremony a couple days ago, and they stood on the bench for that.
Mhm.
But like the Braden Shin, if an NHL player just because he doesn't play on your team or whatnot is getting acknowledged for 1,000 games, like
Yeah.
you stay on the bench.
But-
I've never
but
seen.
do you
that
understand what
before.
I'm saying? There may have been some
Maybe
miscommunication.
okay. Well, let's
there.
put that out there then,
Yeah,
because
so that's what I think that's what Anaheim
Yeah.
is saying.
really,
This wasn't done like after the national anthem or something like that, where the players are already out there. Or I don't know why they didn't come out, man. I don't want to make any excuses.
well,
for
I
them
haven't
either.
seen that before. You know, of all the
So-
ceremonies we've seen, Ryan Suter 1,500, like all those guys that we've seen all year
No,
long. with the
normally
Blues,
you would go out.
you'd go out there. It was
Yeah.
weird, and then, and then Schinner scores 41 seconds. in.
41 seconds.
Then he
yeah.
fights. Then he fights Trouba. Trouba hits Cairo coming out of the zone, and he lunged at him, but he hit him in the shoulder. But he lunged at him, one of those lunge hits that he knows how to do. And then Shin fights him, and then lays on the ice for like 15 seconds after. Were you like, damn, he might be? Did he
Yeah.
twist his ankle or his knee?
Well, he went to the locker room.
Then he went to but there's 2 minutes left. In the
I know.
Period.
Still.
Well,
You know what I
always
mean?
go to the locker room then. If you have 5 minutes
Yeah,
major.
but if you're right, they walk right past me, dude. I'm just saying, like,
I'm like, oh, hey, they showed his wife.
Kyrie went to the locker room too.
Yeah, no, he got rocked. They showed Schinner's wife
Mhm.
and the kids and his family up and they're like this, oh God. And they're looking at each other like, oh God, what did he do? What happened? And he popped up and he skated.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, and he came back out and put a pretty
He had a
damn big
lot
game.
of friends and family at the game. I was actually up there in their box, talked to his dad, Jeff, who's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Fireman did.
They fire shit kicker, baby. Let's go.
So,
Alberta?
from Saskatoon, baby.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. We love all y'all. What's up, baby? God dang.
But they're just great people, dude. We talked
Yeah,
to them
totally
so many
cool.
times. Obviously, they've been here for a long time and through the whole Stanley Cup celebration and all that.
yeah.
So, no, it was good to see him get recognized, man. And you're right. 41 seconds in, he scores.
Scores a nice
then he
goal.
gets in the fight.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Trouba looked like he hit Kyrou in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it
he
was
did.
kind of almost the impact kind of gave him a little bit of a
Launched.
whiplash almost.
Shit, yeah.
You
Trouba's
know?
strong.
But you know
dude.
what? Say what you want about Kyrou, and I know for whatever reason he's kind of been a lightning rod throughout his career here. And I always say this about Jordan Kyrou, which people need to understand. Like, he wasn't a first-round pick, wasn't a top 10 pick, dude.
No.
He was a second-round
right.
pick and needed some time to like develop into an NHL player. He was a point per game guy down to the American League at a very young age, which is unheard of, right? You don't see that too often. And kind of, did what he needed to do in the American League, but he did play in the minors. And then he comes up, and it's taken him some time. This guy was a combined minus 50 the last 2 seasons.
Yep.
He's up to like a plus
12,
14 or something now.
Damn right. Him and Holloway and Bolduc are way up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Big
he's like
difference.
really evolving in front of our eyes. And I know he's taken some, a lot of criticism, man. It's probably been frustrating for coaches. He's had some like blatant turnovers and
backhand sauce to nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore.
But
I haven't
like,
seen much of
dude,
that.
I will say this though. He's tough too, man.
Yep.
He doesn't miss games, doesn't get
There
hurt.
it is, Andy.
This guy gets hit, gets up, goes back to the room,
There it
comes back
is.
to the game,
There it
doesn't
is.
complain.
Yep.
He's on the ice after every practice, dude. And this is where a guy like Ryan O'Reilly can have like a lasting impact. And you want to create a culture within an
I
organization.
know exactly what you're talking
You
about.
bring these guys here and then they leave. It's like, okay, well, how do they impact the guys that are still here? How do they impact the younger guys that come into the organization? That's kind of how it starts. They always said like the Red Wing way back in the day in Detroit with all these different leaders they had. And O'Reilly kind of helped create that culture with guys like Shen, Thomas, and now you see it with Kyrou, who's now passing it down to Holloway. And that's kind of Holloway's natural way of, preparing and practicing.
And Shin's passing it down to Jake Neighbors and
Dude.
guys like that. Like, it just all coexists, man.
Yeah, they got a good
See,
thing
this
going.
is where you're good.
Yeah.
This is where you're
They
good.
got a good thing going. And when you talk to the players, man, like even a guy like Matthew Joseph, I had him on our post game last night. We were talking afterwards. Like, he played on championship teams.
Almost had a fight.
Almost did. Well, twice, actually.
How about who was it? It was
It was a Strome.
Strome.
He
How did
throws his gloves
How did he
down.
not get a penalty on
I
that?
don't know.
Andy,
I
what
don't
was
know.
that
Some
all
of the officiating was a little bit
about? A little
weird.
goofy. It's all good.
It was a little goofy. And then, Zegras later in the game, like, swings his stick at him on a
He was
breakaway.
irrelevant.
And then
in
he
that game.
goes after him in the corner and gets tossed around like he weighed 100 pounds.
Like, sorry, that's the second time I saw Zegras, and I love him, and I love his daddy, and I know his daddy's listening, but man, he needs to figure some shit out. Like, that's 2 games I saw him where he was a complete non-factor. Like, not one of those non-factors where you're a superstar and you still get things done, but you're not scoring and blah, 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 and things didn't bounce your way. No, I didn't notice you.
But did
And
you
that's a
notice
problem.
Troy Terry?
Nope.
I mean, he hit the crossbar late in the game. Did you notice, what's his name? Killorn.
He got a penalty.
You know what I'm saying?
Didn't notice
Do
anybody.
you notice Gudis?
Well, the last game, Gudis hit about 4 guys.
I'm just saying,
So
though.
yeah, I did
Okay,
notice.
last
The last game, I
Last
did
game.
notice
And
Strong.
I'm not
The
gonna-
last
and
game, I did
Gudis
notice
comes-
Killhorn. I didn't notice. Didn't notice.
I'm just
fucking-
saying, I don't notice. Do you notice Carlson?
Zegras is supposed to be your best player.
Carl-
Yeah, I noticed him the first
Okay.
game. Yeah, I did.
And I'm just going down the line. Like, they're just not very good.
They're just not
in
very
my
good.
opinion. And like Zegras, I'm not going to make any excuses for him, man. I don't know what type of player he's going to be. He's like a half a point per game guy. Maybe he's not 100%. He was dealing with an injury
Maybe not.
earlier in the year.
It's all good. Maybe
But
Yeah,
he got
you're right.
so much attention for like the flash
There it is.
when he came into the league. And
There
this
it
is
is.
what all the media and the fans do. They're like, oh my God, he does
He's
the
the
Michigan.
best.
He's a superstar.
He's the best. He's
The NHL is
Gretzky.
like, we're going to invite him to the All-Star game and we're going to make him front and center. Meanwhile, Pat Verbeek's like pulling his hair out because he's like, this
There
motherfucker
you
won't back
go.
check. He won't get pucks out of the zone. He can't get pucks in. He can't play through contact. He can't make plays when the going and the ice
The going
shrinks and the
gets
going
tough.
gets
There
tough.
it is.
I can't
Oh,
count
boy.
on him. And it's like, but everybody else is elevating him to such a level where it's like, I'm fighting that and he's buying into that. So it's like, I can't get through to him. Coaches can't get through
He's
to
on
him
NHL
because
24
this
or
guy
whatever.
is like the most
Yeah.
popular. He's more popular than like Crosby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At a certain stretch, he's getting more attention than anybody in the league. And
Meanwhile, Crosby's still doing his
and
thing.
meanwhile, now he's got like 7 goals and not producing. And it's like, we don't know who he is and what he's going to be down the line. And I will say this, man, watching him in the World Juniors a few years back, he was one of the most dynamic passers that I had ever seen come through that tournament, at least in a long time. I mean, he was unreal in that tournament 2 years in a row, man. Like, really stood out. So I think the potential and the ability is there. He just needs to maybe be in a different environment, man, in a winning environment with real vets
He needs a veteran.
who are
There it
you
is.
know, who have had success, who came in with some hype, and maybe can help him
Well, remember, like
lead the way, man. And then, like, because he's gonna have to adjust. He's gonna have to make some changes.
how
'cause
will
I
we
don't
always
know
talk
where
about
he's
it?
going. You
Well,
know?
how will we talk about that all the time? Like, you got guys like Pierre-Luc Dubois that was just fucking scatterbrained
Yeah.
everywhere he went, and all of a sudden he went with Ovi. And maybe Tom Wilson and some of those guys are like, no, this is what you need to do. Fucking figure it out. We're setting the tone. You keep up with us. And, you know, you go to McDavid, you go to Crosby, you go to some of these guys. Like, maybe he needs somebody. Who's talking to him on that team? Who's doing, who's on Ford at least? I mean, you got Gudas back in the back, but who on Ford is like, hey, this is what you
Strome
do.
should be that
This is what
guy,
we're
you know?
doing. Yeah, but he's not. So it's like, man, maybe he does.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's trying. Strome's a good guy, man. He's a good
I
leader.
didn't say he wasn't.
You know what I mean?
I didn't say he wasn't.
But
I'm just saying, like, you don't. Strome and Ovi and Crosby and McDavid are all different. Like McKinnon, you can do that with McKinnon standing around. So you can't just like throw him in with a superstar. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes guys like that need a motherfucker that says, no.
I just feel like he's like involved after the whistle, like a lot of whiny type
because
shit.
he's pissed at
you know?
himself.
Not even last night. I'm just saying,
No,
even
you're
prior
right.
to last
You're
night,
right.
you
That's
see a
when
lot
you
of
know-
stuff where he's
You're like,
like
"Bam!"
yelling at guys and screaming at guys.
Hey,
and-
how about this? How about Connor Bedard? Why is he getting 10-minute misconducts for nothing?
I don't know what
He's just sitting there, like he's getting jumped behind the net, literally getting jumped behind the net. He doesn't slash anybody.
Yeah.
He doesn't even talk that much. He's getting jumped by 5 guys behind the net. He pops up like, ugh, scatterbrained everywhere. His hair's everywhere. And all of a sudden, like, you're kicked out of the game. He's like, what is going on here? That happened 2 games in a row.
I don't know.
I feel bad for
the
him.
only thing I can suggest maybe is like abusive officials or something.
But what'd
like
he
that.
do?
I don't know if he's saying something to the officials.
What does he say? Is he, because he's not, you can't really read his lips because anytime you see that, you're like, fuck you. You could see it.
Right.
Is he like, your mother's a hoe?
I don't know.
You know,
Yeah.
she's a bad cook.
Yeah. No, it could be.
What is he saying?
So I don't know, because you're right. He got 2 10-minute misconducts in back-to-back games.
I want him on the ice. I'm sorry, as a fan.
Back in Vancouver, where he's from,
Like,
too.
can we have him on the ice, please, so we could watch him because we're paying to watch him play? What did he say to you? Did he call you? See you next
I don't
Tuesday or
know.
Thursday?
Did they not address it after the game?
I
Nobody
didn't
came
see
out and
anything.
said what happened?
I didn't see anything.
But like just watching the video, you're like, why is he getting?
Why is he
10-minute
getting
misconduct? Like, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
So that's where I mean.
Yeah.
Did he go tell the ref to go? You know,
Your mother's a hoe.
something. I don't know.
You know.
I don't
get it.
want to pick on Zegras, man. It hurts to do that because I do think he was really good for the game. The kids all love Zegras. They wear his
they do.
jersey.
Yep.
But you know now
I didn't notice him.
he's not even doing the Michigan. You know
They're
what I'm
all
saying?
like, bam.
He's not even doing the Michigan.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing dynamic that I'm seeing him
He
really
tried in
do.
Anaheim. He tried in Anaheim behind the net and
Did he?
fucking. I think it was like Tyler Tucker's like,
Yeah.
nope, get out of here.
He's super skilled, man.
You know, so
But Kyrou, dude, he's got 6 points in his last 2 games. He's about to get to 30 goals for the third
Pretty dang
consecutive
good, man.
season.
pretty dang.
You
good.
know, like
the
I
Blues
don't,
are on a heater. Dude.
I don't know what the ceiling is for him. Can he ever be a guy that gets to 90 points, 80, 90 points, and be that guy? You know what I'm saying?
I would say yeah.
Like his point total is a little bit down this year. He's at 56 points.
Plus minus is
He's
up.
been at like 75 in the past. So what do you want? Do you want him to be at 75 and be minus
16.
Or would you rather be at 65 and be plus? I'd take the 65
Me
and
too.
plus, man.
I think a lot of people would. He's different, man. Like you just watching him, you know, do the play-by-play with these games. Like he does not turn the puck over as much as he did last year.
He had a little bit of a stretch recently where the game kind of got away from him a
still
little
didn't
bit.
turn the puck over. He just didn't do enough with it.
He turned it over the other night on the pass from Hofer in the middle of the ice. Remember? And then he gave it to
Yeah, but Joe Hofer likes to throw that fucking
I
puck
know,
up the middle of the
but
ice.
even
here and
even
there.
Monty after the game was like, "Yeah, hey, don't blame Hofer for that."
And Kyra turned the puck over when Trouba hit him.
He did.
You know,
And there was a couple other
Trouba.
situations recently.
Jesus, Trouba hit him. Andy.
Was that hard of a hit? Huh?
So
It was a hard ass
fucking hard, dude. He leaned in like I know that feeling. Like you want to hurt. Like I want to hurt you hit.
hit.
He leaned in like this.
Right.
If you took a snapshot of Trouba leaning in full, you're like, whoa. If that would have hit Kyrou's head, he would have been out for the rest of the year. Trouba would have got 20 games.
And he,
Just missed
and
him.
he answered the bell.
I hate when Shinner fights. I love you, Shinner. Love your family. Love your brother. I hate when you fight. It scares me, dude.
Why?
Because, man, I don't want him fighting. He's doing so much. He's all over the place. He's a leader. Like, Trouba just missed with a right. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Andy, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good fighter.
He's not a good
He's
fighter.
not a good fighter. He's just, he scares me. He knocked out JT Miller. JT Miller's not a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But when you fight guys like Trouba and maybe a Manson or somebody like Foligno or whatever, like they're going to get you and then you're going to be out. We need you, man. I know in that particular situation, like he's right there. I love it so much. He's such a leader. I love him. But it just scares me every time he fights. It just does. It just worries me. He's going to hurt his shoulder. He's going to hurt his hand. He's going to hurt his head.
And
like,
I hear you.
You know, he's too important to have to fight Trouba. You know, Dylan Holloway jumped in there and like, oh, I don't want him fighting either.
He didn't
like,
really jump in. He just kind of pushed him in.
I know.
And Holloway's not going to fight. You know what I mean?
I don't want that either. But what do you do? You pick some. Tyler Tucker can't be out there every time or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't mean he's not. It just scares me. And don't act like it doesn't scare you or everybody else in the fucking building.
When he fights certain guys like that, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But he knows how to handle himself, though, at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
For the most part.
You
don't see him get beat up a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
it just worries me a little bit. Yeah, he just does it a lot, man. And then it's like every time he does, I'm like, let's go. I'm more like, oh boy.
Yeah.
That's all, you know.
But Trouba is more known as a hitter than a fighter. People have chirped him in the past for not answering the bell all the time.
Though. And he throws.
He is.
He'll knock you out.
He looked like he knew what he was doing.
He'll knock you out, you know. So that's all. I love Shinner, man. Like, fuck, imagine he wasn't on this team right now and he got traded. You know. He goes out there in important situations. He scores goals. He'll hit a guy. He'll do that. Line's great. Yeah. Holloway and Kyrou, get out of here. They're going 100 miles an hour. The Blues are gonna make the playoffs, man. I'll say it right now.
As great as Parayko,
I'll say it right now, baby.
Too. It's like they can, you know, long term, you want them in the lineup, but like they've got so much experience in the back end.
So much experience in the back end, dude.
These guys are better when they have elevated roles.
They're like, let's go. You're right.
Like they can. Yep. You know, it's not like. Listen, Parayko is a huge piece of this team, but it's not like they lost Quinn Hughes in terms of what Quinn Hughes means to that back end in Vancouver. Cale Makar, what he would mean to that back end. They got guys who can defend. He's having a great breakout offensive year, but I don't think you go in expecting offense from Colton Parayko. So, listen, they want to get him back. This guy is like indestructible. I don't see him missing a full 6 weeks, man. He's walking around. And so... Listen, he is their best defenseman. You can make the case that he's their best player. But I just think the way the Blues are built, they've got like 3 other 1,000 guys who have played 1,000 games. Right. You know, Fowler's come over. He had no goals and 4 assists and 4 points in the 17 games, -8 with Anaheim. Since he's come here, he's got look at his numbers. He's plus 24 points.
24 points.
And he's plus 7 since he's come over here.
8, yeah.
Plus 8, whatever he is. Yeah, plus 8.
It's damn good.
I tweeted it out this morning, whatever it is.
I saw it.
Yeah, so it's like, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So it's not like Parayko's impact is less than those guys. He's just as impactful. He means just as much. But when you look at Vancouver's defense, without Quinn Hughes, they're a disaster.
Vancouver's a different story.
No, I'm just saying they're a disaster.
I was going to say Colorado can get away with it because of the skill they have. They can get away with it.
But
it's a big hit for the Blues.
It is. Sorry. But I'm just saying, look at the way they're playing.
They're playing damn
without
good.
Him, and look at the other players they have in the lineup, dude. They got a lot of experience that allows them to overcome it right now.
Hey, all y'all, by the way, and I love y'all, the Blues fans, okay? You guys go up and down with different players throughout the years. Remember a couple years ago how fucking Colton Parayko was a whipping boy. He was a whipping boy. His back was so fucked up. Everybody knew it. He was having a bad year, and you guys were bitching so bad about his contract, which is $6.5 million. Literally, you guys were bitching so bad about Colton Parayko. And 2 years later, he gets hurt, and you're literally crying. You're crying about his injury. Just shows you, man. Sometimes you just got to be a little bit patient.
But I would think you'd really be crying if they were losing every game. I mean, they're winning games.
When Blues fans saw that in California, and you look at everything and you scroll down, everybody's like, oh my God. Oh my God, this is horrific. Horrific. 3 years before that, you guys were fucking chirping him for his contract. Now he's one of the best contracts. That's all. It just comes up and down. Sometimes you just got to be patient, man. It's all good. That's all I mean.
Well, I don't even think it's about being patient because he was playing at such a high level before his back injury.
Yeah, no. Well, he was hurt.
Like, you won a Stanley Cup here.
I know. And then they bashed him, just like Bouwmeester. And then Bowmeister gets down and you're like, holy fuck. Just shows you, man, you could be on top of the world and all of a sudden you get
Dude,
banged up a little
they
bit and
used
you're
to
playing
bash
bad.
David Perron
Yeah.
before he got traded for the
David-
first time. You know
David
what I'm saying?
Perron-
And then they loved David Perron.
Because
you know?
David Perron had a lot of work to do, man.
I know, but I'm just
He
saying.
had a lot
like,
of work to do.
well,
He
you
didn't prove
said
himself.
Be patient. Sometimes you got to be patient.
Well, no. Borrego was great. And then all of a sudden he got hurt and he got smashed.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden he's great again. It's like, well, just chill in that little sector for a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's like when
didn't f-
Andy plays with the alumni.
I didn't.
He turns
fe-
the puck over. We're
I
like,
didn't
fuck, he's
feel
terrible.
like he got completely. There was a lot of criticism.
He got fucking bashed. in this
Bowmeister
time.
got bashed.
Parayko, Bowmeister, Eric Brewer. Like I'm throwing all these guys. Patrick Berglund, Putin Parayko got bashed just like all those guys for like a
No.
year and a half straight.
No,
Hey,
not as bad as those
Yeah,
guys
he
did.
I saw it on radio every fucking day, bashing Colin Parayko every fucking
But it's the
day.
same people texting in every day. You know
No,
what I'm saying? It's not. I hear you, dude.
The same people. It's the same people everywhere you look.
Yeah, but I'm saying I heard the criticism. I don't.
you know,
There was a lot of criticism,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but it wasn't like to the
they bashed
to
him.
the level of a Bowmeister, for example, or some of this other.
They
shit.
bashed him bad. I'm like, whoa. I just stick up for him every day on the radio. Every day. I'm like, no, man, he's fucking hurt.
He
And
was hurt during the COVID
you know,
year.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
You know, Sam Bennett, like, I love it whenever there's a big time, like, free agent and all the Toronto fans are like, he'd look great. He would look great. Would he come to, you know,
Mhm.
the Leafs are going to go get this guy. The Leafs are going to get that
Yeah.
guy. They just think anybody who's available is like, it's up to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We
And-
set the market.
Yeah, it's like, oh, if he's available, then we'll go get Rantanen.
Yeah.
We'll go get this guy.
yeah.
And like, who knows what's going to happen with Bennett in Florida? I've said from the beginning that his best option is to stay in Florida. They value him. It's completely changed his career, his life,
Yeah.
everything. Like, he is a Florida Panther. I want to see him play with Marchand beyond this season. I want to see Marchand re-sign there too with Kachuk. I just want to see them continue to bully other teams and see what it looks like. But who knows, man? And he deserves to get paid. And
He got his ass kicked the other night, though.
who's that? Bennett.
Bennett.
Who's that against?
Zadorov.
Oh yeah.
Zadorov fucking pumped him
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the game. I told you, I like that fucking Zadorov.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's making good money, but
Turns the puck over a lot.
he turns the puck over a lot. But God, he'll fucking hit you, man.
He will. He
Jesus
will.
Christ.
But from what I
Yeah.
understand, like, I just want to tell the people, like, Bennett is not signing with the Maple Leafs.
Mm.
Even if he gets to UFA, he will not sign with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I don't think he'll sign with a Canadian team, from what I understand.
Is he American?
He ain't going to Canada.
Is he American?
No, he's Canadian, dude. Is he American? He just fought
That's
Brady
right.
Kachuk in the
You're
Four
right.
Nations.
My bad. I won't even edit that out. That's right.
But he ain't signing in Canada, dude. And I nothing against
What if it's
Canada.
a 51st state? Would he sign?
I don't know. And nothing. I'm not even
We're
saying
joking, it's all
players
good.
shouldn't sign in Canada. I'm just saying I don't think he's signing in Canada. Not happening.
Yeah.
But he's going to have a lot of options.
Hell yeah, will he?
If I were him, I wouldn't sign. I wouldn't re-sign now. I would go to the market and see what my value is, and then come back. to
Fuck
Florida.
yeah. Let's see what's up.
I would do the same thing if I was Marner,
Do the same thing with
which I
anybody.
think is what Marner's going to do. I think we said that last week.
Yeah.
He'll just go to market and then come back and see what it looks like.
Can I give a shout out?
Mhm.
Ottawa Senators, baby. They're starting to groove, man. Playing damn good hockey. Brady, all those guys playing good hockey. I want them in the playoffs. We've talked about that a million times.
Mhm.
So
Do you think a management should go to the captain before they make trades? There should be some type of like communication.
yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. But there's only so much you could do as a management to like
Cousins looks good in Ottawa. Maybe this is
Does.
like the best deal
I
for the
know,
Ottawa
he's fucking
Senators.
doing his thing. You know, I like Ottawa. We're rooting for them. I'm
Mhm.
rooting for Brady. Like I want them to be in the playoffs. I want to see him in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've said that over and over.
Yeah, and they're playing damn good.
You want
hockey.
to see Brady Kachuk play in the playoffs?
God dang right, boy. You're damn right.
Oh man,
Man, oh man. I did see a little update on that missing girl in goddamn Punta Cana.
where is she? Oh, Punta Cana.
Punta Cana, Dominican. They're hanging out. They're walking at 4 o'clock in the morning with that guy who's hovering over her. He's like grabbing her like this, like, ooh.
Really?
His breath stinks of Red Bull vodkas. He's talking to her like, "Blah, blah, blah, blah." And right before that, there's a new video out with that little girl. She's puking at a restaurant. She walks outside, pukes. Then they go for that walk where the guy's hanging over her. So you just saw this girl fucking puke. She gets up, and now you guys are walking to the beach, and you're the fucking creep after a girl pukes, and you're like hovering over trying to wheel her, walking to the beach.
Just them two?
No, it was with a group of people. And then all of a sudden you see later on, 2 hours later, the group of people left and those two are still there. And his rebuttal was, we're so wasted. And they found some of her clothes by the beach that they might have went out there. They said, we're kissing after she pukes, you psycho. In the water, which I guess the tides were rough. I think she fucking drowned, dude.
What, did they find him?
Yeah, they know him.
Oh, they
He
do?
survived, Andy. Do you watch the fucking news?
What's he? No, remember, I wasn't watching. I haven't had electricity either.
You don't.
Hold on now. Tell me this, though.
What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
Did they? So they've questioned him. What is he saying?
Don't know about that yet. They haven't released. This is up to date right now.
Nobody's talked to him publicly?
You don't think they're going to, not publicly. You don't think they're fucking talking to him? Everything's secret
he?
right now. Don't know. But
Local?
he looks American. He looks American. I think he's one of her friends that went down.
Oh.
But like she pukes.
Well, so it's not that weird then that he would have his arm around her and that he knows her and he's with the group.
He might not be a part of that group. I don't know. He looked like a bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
Look like older than her.
Oh,
but
really?
she's already puking, and then you go to the water. It's scary.
And she's a college student?
Yeah, she's 20.
And where does she go to school?
I don't fucking know. I mean, who cares? Pennsylvania somewhere.
Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah,
University
somewhere.
of Pittsburgh. Is this that story?
Yes.
Man, there's a lot of things that could be
Scary.
happening. She could have been drugged potentially, which
Maybe.
led to her throwing up.
Maybe. Well, she probably overdrank.
So where's the rest of the crew? What are they saying?
They don't know yet, dude. They haven't talked to them yet. Everything's fucking hush-hush right now until they figure everything out and they release stuff. But here's the storyline so far is they separate from the group. He says that they were making out, and all of a sudden...
How do you know he says that if he isn't?
They talk. That's the one thing he did say, that at the very initial thing, like, well, this is what happened. Like, we're hanging out, we're kissing in the water, and all of a sudden I blacked out and I woke up on the beach and she's gone.
Okay, you got to come up with a better story than that. Not you. I'm saying.
I was gonna
him.
say, yeah, I didn't come up with it, but
That's dude. He's got.
It could be
he's
the-
so guilty.
I agree. But I also
Oh,
think
we're hanging out. We're kissing in the water, and I just blacked out. I don't know what happened.
after she puked, you're kissing her, you fucking psychopath. But yeah, why get in the water? That fucking nasty water. That's fucking
And it's dark out.
Dark outside. God, if Chloe wants to go down to goddamn Bermuda or Aruba with her friends at a young age, I hope you put your foot down. No. I hope you put your foot down. With a bunch of swinging dicks taking her around in the fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. I hope you put your foot down.
What do you do?
Don't know, Andy.
Like, I mean, you
I don't
can't
know.
just,
Like, no, I'm not paying for that.
control their
I'm not paying for
life.
that. Like, no, I'm not paying for that.
I mean,
Like,
kids
I don't
go on
know.
spring break trips all the time, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
She's on a spring break trip right now.
Yeah, but they're not in the ocean. They're with They're still with people, right? Is there
Mhm.
people around?
Yeah.
Okay. They're not. There's no adults there. You know what I mean? And there are adults on spring
You
break.
know, back
And they're
when,
chaperones?
So back when I was in high school,
Oh fuck!
we went to Cancun for spring break. A lot of shit went down in Cancun, dude.
Things probably happened to you and you didn't even know.
Dude,
it.
oh my God. I'm not going to like get into all the stories right now, but it's so crazy that back then we had zero chaperone. We literally got on a bus that we rented and left at like midnight, drove overnight on a bus to Chicago to fly to Cancun.
If I was a cartel, I'd look at Andy like, I'm gonna get this son of a bitch.
And so,
And I'm gonna take
dude,
advantage.
no
of him.
chaperone whatsoever. Now, every one of these spring break groups, schools, whatever, they always have a chaperone. Parents go down, but the parents party harder than the kids.
Yeah, but just keep an eye on. I don't know. I don't know what you could do in that situation. You're gonna follow them to the beach. There's not much you could do. It just maybe you have to
Exactly.
teach your kid to fucking stay away from fuck. I don't know.
What do you do
Get
when-
out of the water.
What do you do when you're like, okay, now you're back in your hotel room and the
I would
kids
tell-
are all out partying?
I would tell the girls, watch out for these creepos, especially when you're wasted. Like they'll fucking hang on to you and predict exactly what creepos are gonna
But-
do. And then once they do, she's gonna be like, wait a minute, this is exactly
Was
what
he part of the group?
don't know. But then like stay out of the fucking water at night. Like the water changes every second. There's rip currents everywhere. You're gonna go out there and have like a little makeout sesh, and then all of a sudden that tide fucking takes you in. Like, god damn, that's scary, man. Here's another thing too, by the way. Oh, y'all out there. How about that baton girl? He goes,
She didn't mean to do it.
You're right. She didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to go, kaplop, kaplop, kaplop.
You got
I
the,
didn't mean to
you
do
got
that.
the NAACP
It's racism.
come to her defense.
How
too,
dare they? It's racism. I know what the fuck I did. The fuck
she
are you
said
talking
her
about?
baton. I don't know if you ever been in a 4x1.
I'm 4x1, 4x2, baby. You got damn right.
Because like
You
I've
goddamn right. I
done-
ran track.
I've done 4x4.
I ran track. I ran track.
I've done 4x4. I've done 4x1.
I ran track.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, you must have been really fast. You want to race outside and just make sure, let the
My
people
hip-
that
my
you are
hips
not an athlete.
tight. My hips are tight.
Andy tried to race me one time in the other studio. He goes, I got to just see if you're that fast. We took 3 steps and he goes, nope, we're not going to record this. No shit. Athlete, non-athlete. That's how it goes. I ran track. She goes, "Kapoosh!"
So she's saying her baton, and in that
Yes.
situation, you're coming around.
Yeah.
We call it the first turn.
Yeah.
And her inside,
I didn't do
outside
nothing, though.
arm gets caught up in the girl's
Yeah.
hair and shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And in order to get it out, she just her
Whacks her.
arm motion just kept going like this.
She's going on a fucking media tour.
and she hits her in the head and
She's going on a media
breaks
tour.
her skull.
I mean, get the fuck out of here.
I don't think they're saying racism, are they?
She is.
But didn't the person she hit was also a
Black.
minority?
No, but because of the criticism, Andy. Of
Oh.
course there's racism.
She's very upset.
I mean,
She's like, people who
I'm mad he
people
knows.
who know me know I
I
wouldn't
ain't even
do
did
this.
nothing, though. Fuck
People
outta
who
here.
know me know I wouldn't have done
Of
that.
course. The people that know me.
Well, the NAACP is coming to her defense.
Well, of course they are. It's money, baby. Racism equals
That's
money.
down in
Do you get that?
Virginia.
Do you get that?
What's her? Is she like ranked among?
Don't know. What a fucking idiot.
She have a college future?
And that, oh yeah, big time. But
Dude, she literally
bashed her
smoked that
face.
girl in the
poor
head.
girl. Like the other girl's like,
And
what the fuck
it's
is this?
on video.
I know.
Everyone's who's watching.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, the whole world's watching, and here she is talking over the video and being like, "I would never do that." Like, but
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one who's interviewing her
Yeah.
knows what to say because they're like, I'm watching the video and I'm seeing you literally like go overhand Donkey Kong
Donkey
style,
Kong punched her.
like
yeah.
on top of her head, and she's like, "I didn't mean to do it." They're like, "Okay."
I ain't even did nothing, though. My God. See, that's the kind of shit. She'll have all these.
They're pressing charges.
In NAACP, will be like, this is racism. How dare you criticize her? That's what they're going to do. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Bashed her fucking head open. What happened? What do you mean what happened? You're a psycho.
Chaotic.
Now, I'm watching NHL games, and some games are just murdering each other. They have 35 hits apiece. Still big time hits going on in the NHL. We saw last night. Did
Mhm.
Trouba get a penalty on that?
No, the Blues got the extra penalty.
Yeah, Schinner for
unsportsmanlike.
like, yep. See, that's another thing. Like all these guys, man, when you see a big hit like that, like Schinner just could have been like this. Nope, let's go. And I know it's like you're in the moment, but sometimes you're like, I don't want to take a penalty, although you're winning anyway. It's all good. But you could just tapped him and he would have gone. Yeah.
Dude, Rempe's getting penalties for doing
Get
nothing
a break.
too.
I know.
I mean,
I'm
it's like-
glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
He is, dude. Did you see the one where he's just skating this way? A guy comes off the bench and hits him and falls down like, "Ah!"
He doesn't even see him.
Rippy's like, what? He gets a penalty for it. He gets a breakaway the other night. Looked pretty damn good. Looked fast. Guys are running into him and they're like, "Bleh," and they draw penalties
Mhm.
because they know he's a fucking lightning bolt.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. All you refs, figure that out. Like the guy literally came off the bench, runs right into him. Rimpy's looking the other way, runs right into Rimpy's shoulder, falls down, acts like he's dead. Rimpy gets a penalty.
Would you want to?
Ridiculous.
Would you want to be a ref?
No.
You wouldn't.
I like to be a player.
So Cody Beach, dude.
Yeah, I like him.
And he was in the Blues.
I took
system.
care of him
They-
in St.
They
Louis. just
they,
so all y'all
they
know.
drafted him, and I knew him when he was
I took
I
care
see
of
him a lot.
I took him to Harry's.
officiating
I took him
games,
everywhere.
dude.
At my house.
He's all over, and he got to the NHL pretty quickly.
And his brother's Kyle Beach.
And a lot of the NHL, or the NHL in general, they're just looking for former junior players, man,
Yeah.
fresh out of the game who
What-
want to become referees.
Oh, is that what you're asking? Yeah. I mean, I guess I
Dude,
would if I didn't play.
You make $400,000 a year to go ref. Would you want to do it?
Because
Because I don't think it's too late for you to. Well, now
No.
it's not an option for you to go play.
And he wants me to be a ref. You want me to leave more?
No,
and be
would
out of town?
would you do it? If they said to
No.
you right now, Cam, we're going to train you for 6 months,
No, man. I
and
don't
you're
wanna
going to be
travel.
making $480,000
I-
in 6 months from now, being a referee,
Oh,
taking commercial
yeah.
flights.
Fuck no. No. No, I don't want to be a ref. I don't want to travel. I don't want to have to stop and start and skate backwards. No, I don't. I rather talk on a podcast and do this and do that and do whatever.
Okay.
You know,
I think I could ref.
you can't do a goddamn thing when it comes to hockey, anything. You interview people and you'll give takes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's good.
Yeah.
But when you tell stories and you want to do all this extra stuff, like it's not you.
What do you think if like could I train and become a ref? Like how long would it take to learn how to be a ref?
You're not a good skater, dude, and you're weak. You're not gonna be able to fucking.
I'm not a linesman.
You still gotta get in the mix. You might get bumped off the puck somewhere and fucking kill you. You're fragile. Somebody fucking blows on you. Oh yeah, I owe you an apology. I do.
Yeah.
And I said I love Andy. Now, could he be an NHL ref? Hell no. Somebody will like fucking fly past him and the wind will blow him off his fucking skates and he'll die. Can't have that. He's got 3 kids. But I am apologetic for the girl that got hit in the
My
head.
sister-in-law.
Your sister-in-law.
My brother's wife.
Your brother's wife.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My
Just smoked in the head with a puck right next to me.
bad. Could you be a ref?
I think I could be a ref. I wouldn't want to take the abuse, too. I wouldn't handle that very well. A little sensitive at times.
Puck hits you one time, you're fucking done.
Oh, shit. Well, so are the rest.
Just like Peelsy got hit in his wee-wee. That might not hurt Andy, actually. Peelsy. I did. There's some women that came out and said, Cam, thank you for sticking up for women.
Did you stick up for women?
What's her name?
With Leah?
Leah.
Oh. Did you not like what
Excuse me?
you don't like what PLZ said about that?
Well, I just don't like when you want people to get fired
Right.
for a mistake.
For anything.
And it depends on what you do. But a mistake because you didn't know that he played in the play. Like, hell
Scott
no.
Lawton.
You know, I fuck up. I just asked
I mean,
you
it's not like
if Sam Bennett was a Canadian.
I
How
know.
stupid
You
is
should
that?
be fired.
I know.
No, you should be. You're so.
Fire me.
You shouldn't be having a
I
platform
know.
like this if
You're
you
right.
don't know that.
It just didn't pop in my head quick enough.
You should be fired.
You said he didn't want to play for Canada.
He doesn't.
Canadians should be fucking pissed
He will
at
not.
you.
He won't sign
Why?
with it.
Canada good enough?
Hey, Sam Bennett will not sign with the Canadian team.
I think you're right.
I'm just telling you.
I kind of agree with you.
It's not a opinion.
No, I agree with you.
I'm just telling you.
I agree. You
So,
know,
but I just every time there's a big time player that's going to be a free agent, the storyline, the headline in Toronto is,
We're getting
should
him.
they sign him? Like it's
Yeah,
up to them
yeah,
only.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Should the Leafs sign Sam Bennett?
should Winnipeg sign him?
Regardless if Sam Bennett wants to sign with Toronto. It's just should they decide to do it? Should they go out and trade
Should
for
we?
Rantanen?
Should we?
Chief, man, dealing with it now. Hey, listen, and I try to get on board with the Maple Leafs this year because Chief is there.
Yep.
And I do like Marner, and I feel like, they have a better team than maybe what we've seen in the past. A lot of the narrative right now from the fans right now is that Sheldon Keefe never got an opportunity with this type of defense and this type of goaltending.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
That's what they're saying. They're like, he never got this type of goaltending. He never got this group of 6 on the back end. And they've lost like 5 of 6.
I know.
You're not going to win the division, although it's there. I guess you could. And there's a lot of incentive to win that division. And then they're going to have to play Tampa Bay in the first round. And they're probably going to lose to Tampa.
I didn't say that.
Well, I hope they don't, but I'm just saying.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying. There's a chance. But don't get worked up. I'm telling the Leaf fans, save your energy. You've been through this how many years now? The regular season for you, anyway, it just does not matter. For a team like St. Louis, the regular season matters. Like, I think it's important to get back into the playoffs. You've missed the playoffs the last 2
For
years.
sure.
You got to get back in. For Columbus, they're starting to trend the other way now, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's important for their fan base and that organization, everything they've been through, to get into the playoffs. Toronto's going to get in the playoffs. But even finishing first in the division, as important as it may be to avoid having to play one of the Florida teams, it's your entire season, your entire existence right now is dependent on how you do in the playoffs.
Just go play.
So don't overreact to
Yeah.
every single loss
Let
during the
them
regular
lose now
season.
and then
You're
figure
going to wear Chief out, man. You're going to wear him out.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to be trending down going into the playoffs,
don't.
but you still got a little time left to like kick it into gear for a couple weeks and
You
then
don't.
figure it out, right? Like, but they're gonna play Tampa. They're gonna have to fucking listen. Even if you could buy playing whoever in the first round, you're gonna have to deal with a shit kicker next round, okay?
Dude.
And you got to do your goddamn.
There's a
thing.
25-point differential, I think, right now between Winnipeg and St. Louis. But I don't think Winnipeg wants to play St. Louis in the first round, where Bennington is in his head.
No,
in
baby.
Hellebuck's
St. Louis
head.
is a weird team to play against
Dude,
right now,
and all of a
dude.
sudden they're just getting it together. and
No,
they had to fire their
yes.
coach. It took a little while for them to get it
They
together.
don't let bullshit
They
through.
got a fourth line, which you
I
need to
know.
have in the playoffs, who play to their identity. They got a
Every
power
night.
play that's playing well. They've got a Stanley Cup winning goaltender. Like, I wouldn't put money on them to beat Winnipeg if they get in, but would it
Right.
surprise me if they beat Winnipeg? Hell no.
I know, homeboy.
Winnipeg, man, like Winnipeg, like they need to show me that they can
There
get
it
it done in the
is.
playoffs. They haven't
Yep.
done that yet.
Nope.
They're not some juggernaut. They got a lot to prove in the playoffs,
Yep.
and they're going to hear that too. And they're going to hear the question marks about
they're
their
gonna hear-
goaltending heading into the playoffs because they want to see him elevate his game in the playoffs too.
And they've seen what St. Louis has done at Winnipeg when Winnipeg was a favorite. You know what I mean? Like they dealt with Bennington, who had to deal with his own internal bullshit
Mhm.
when it comes to media. His first fucking playoff game, he's gonna go talk to the media for 5 hours before he even plays a game because he said something fucking 10 years
In a
before
rap
that.
song or
Are you
something.
out of your goddamn mind? He still goes out there and fucking wins. If I'm Winnipeg, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play them.
I
Like,
know.
holy
Give us
shit.
Calgary.
I know, man. Are you kidding me? Whoa.
Give us Utah.
I know, homeboy. I think the Blues are going to make the playoffs, man. I do. The
Mhm.
way they're playing right now, the Pittsburgh game was goofy. We're doing a little thing we didn't really dissect the game, but the Blues actually somewhat outplayed them. Anytime they've lost in the past 2 or 3 weeks, they could have won the game.
They outplayed them, but they didn't play well.
They
There's
couldn't score. Now
there's a
you're right,
difference.
and I'm like, this might be.
I was really upset after the game.
So was I.
People like not upset that they lost, but just kind of how they played.
I agree.
And I was a little bit opinionated on my Hockey Sense show the next day, and people were like, "Man, I'm not going after anybody. I thought it was
Being realistic.
I
dude.
thought Pittsburgh's a terrible team."
they are a
And
terrible team.
at this stage of the season, I thought the game on the road that they would lose would be in Minnesota. I thought that would be the harder game, and that's just what the Blues do, man. They respond and they regroup so quickly, and they got it together and go into Minnesota and win, and they win the back-to-back games over the weekend. That's just kind of what they do. You know what I mean? They lose the game that you think that they should win.
As long as they respond the next game, they beat Minnesota and then they fucking beat Anaheim, piss pumped them.
Mhm.
Like they're looking good, man. So you're not going to win every game. So you
Right.
lose at
No, I
Pittsburgh and then
know.
you respond.
And they had a number of days off before that, kind of took them out of their flow a little bit.
Yep. But then it took them out of the flow when they're stuck in Minnesota again. That's the
Mhm.
second time this year they're stuck
The
in Minnesota.
GM meetings are going on. What do you
in Florida.
What do you hope changes? Anything?
What are they talking about? What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Well, then what the fuck?
Well, they're talking about a number of different things. I mean,
Like
one
what?
thing, overtime is a topic, I think.
They want to go 10-minute?
Well, they're just going to discuss it.
Is that what?
Yeah, like do you extend it to like 7 or 8 minutes, for example?
That's fine with me.
Mhm.
That's fine with me. What else?
Beyond. And then do you stick with a shootout? Do you have a tie? Like, what do you do?
No, you have a shootout after. What do?
Really? Even after 7, 8 minutes?
Yeah, I
These
think-
games are going to go on
well,
forever.
Okay, it depends on what Sometimes you see.
I
these-
say you have a tie, dude, if no one scores in 7 or 8 minutes. If you can't score in 7 or 8 minutes of 3-on-3, it's a tie.
Oh, like soccer.
I don't have a
yeah,
problem
no,
with it.
like soccer.
I grew up with NHL teams tying.
Yeah, Andy grew up with it. We all did. Okay, and it sucked. No, you want a winner. You want to be fucking soccer, where like the St. Louis City has 12 fucking ties
But
last year.
it's not soccer. You just had back-to-back,
the-
end-to-end, 3-on-3 hockey with amazing saves.
Somebody needs to win,
Yeah.
and
it-
that's the bottom line.
Okay, so nobody scores 7 or 8 minutes
Then
in.
you do a goddamn
and
shootout.
Now we got to sit around for a damn shootout.
Sucks for
I'm
us.
over the shootout.
because you work there. The fans are probably like, I want to stay here all fucking night.
I'd rather just tie.
No, win or lose. That's it.
And if you win, or if there's ties and a team has to win, maybe you see some crazy shit, pulling the goalie and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, find a way to have the craziest shit to go down at the end of games. Like that's what you want. Like I don't know what variable you have to put together, but I want the crazy. I want the craziest shit. I just want entertainment. What's the most entertaining thing possible? It ain't a tie. And he likes ties.
I don't like ties.
And he liked ties when he grew up playing sports. He's like,
I don't-
everybody's equal, and we're all
I don't like
and
ties.
We all have the same amount of points, and everybody's the best.
I don't like
That's
ties.
not how I grew up. So my wins or they fucking lose. You know what I mean?
I'm with you, but
It's like all the fights
does
you
the
going through. Like,
shootout really determine something for you?
sure, you win. The goalie stands up or he doesn't. Or the players figure out a way to score or they don't. Yeah.
Okay, another one is
What?
these international tournaments. Some are suggesting they go back to having these in September just because the
No.
condensed schedule is so
That
hard
sucked,
on the
Andy,
teams.
you're 100% right. Okay, I'll give you that. But fuck almighty, the intensity and the emotion was so much more pure in February than it was in September when everybody's just like getting out of there like, okay, what are we doing? Let's go 100 miles an
Do
hour
you know
now.
next year they're doing
Screw
an
that.
All-Star game and the Olympics?
Can we get rid of the All-Star game? Like, no one God. Kucherov's like this. What do I do? There you go. Throwing it
that?
to no. Cagey. He's like, "Boo." He doesn't give a shit. No one cares about the All-Star game.
Coochie.
Let's just play competitive shit, man, if
You
we
think
can.
Coochie and the boys are scared to play Toronto?
No. No. If I'm Panthers or Florida or whoever, I'm like, I'll play Toronto. You got all the pressure, baby. Let's go. You want to go toe to toe?
Do you think
I know how to win.
Toronto's at a disadvantage
I
because
know how to win.
every home game they have, teams come in
No,
and
dude.
just
No.
a lot of kids are from, a lot of
Nope.
players are from Ontario,
Nah.
family at the games.
Same with you know, like you play in New York, like you're like, wow, this is awesome. Like, no, man,
No.
like just go do your
Different,
thing. Just go do your thing.
different.
You know, in fact, you could look the opposite of that. Your family's there, you gotta get them tickets, you gotta deal with them before the game, you gotta deal with them after the game, more it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but the players grew up going to games. They were diehard Maple Leaf fans, and maybe they get up and I do see the Blues go into Toronto and win quite often. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I know how meaningful
Toronto has-
those games are to guys like Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou and Jordan Bennington and all these Ontario boys they
A
have
lot
on
of
the
pressure
team.
too, baby. A lot of pressure.
Well, they don't play there 41 times a year.
Still a lot of pressure.
Once.
You're
They
still
go in there
dealing with
once.
it. You gotta get 15 tickets to all your family. You gotta do this. You gotta wait for them afterwards. Like there's pressure still. It might go the opposite way, where fuck, this is hardcore. We're used to it as the Maple Leafs. You guys are coming in our house.
So you're saying it's because I think Chiefs
I'm not giving them any like. I'm just saying,
excuse, no out.
hell no, man. Go do your thing. There's no excuse why you guys haven't been successful in the playoffs. There's no excuse. No, it's too hard for other players to come into this building because they have all their families here and they try really hard. So fucking what? Lord. Pansy ass excuses, man. I don't deal with that bullshit. Fucking suck it up. Let's go. You're spending fucking money. Let's go. People still want to play for fucking Toronto. You get the free agents. You get whatever you want. They're still signing there. Figure it out. The players have family. They're trying harder. That's why we.
He's from
The fuck out
Ontario. He's trying harder.
Just
than
do it,
us.
baby. God dang.
Where do you want to see
Yike. What?
Marner sign next year?
Islanders. I
Why?
don't know. Just joking.
He ain't going there.
I ain't going there. I'm just saying. Probably signing. Might sign. I don't know. Who's got cap room?
Who's
dude?
got
Like,
who's a
who was-
tax-free state?
Like, no shit. Okay, I'll tell you where he's signing. Panthers, Tampa, Dallas, Nashville, and maybe
Some people
Colorado,
are saying Pittsburgh.
maybe Vegas.
Some are saying Pittsburgh.
I don't know.
If Doobie
Doobie, what's he up to?
who has a
He's getting chirped.
relationship with him, Crosby obviously has a relationship with him.
I don't know. Maybe.
Could he convince Marner to sign with the Pittsburgh Penguins,
Don't know. Don't know.
who are terrible?
Terrible. They beat the Blues. Terrible.
Yeah, they beat everyone. They beat Jersey. They scored 7 goals against Jersey.
Yeah.
They beat Vegas before St. Louis.
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
like winning.
they're winning because they could be good if they want.
Mhm.
Because you still got a couple monsters on that team. You know what I mean? Don't underestimate Crosby. Like he's a freak, man. Like he just is. He's unbelievable.
Underestimate him in what way? That they're gonna make the
Well,
playoffs.
No, don't underestimate. Like you're gonna go in there and fucking stomp all over them like they're goddamn, Anaheim.
Hey, they
Yeah.
rescue those guys up in space.
Yes, Starlink did. Good job, NASA. Don't worry,
So-
Starlink will get it. And all the liberals hate Elon so much.
Is that
They hate him.
Elon's?
Yeah, damn right.
Didn't
It's
he-
Elon.
did-
Elon's hooking up Starlink and goddamn Ukraine for free since the get go.
So Starlink is what?
It's like a fucking. It's like a satellite where you could have internet and stuff like that and still
Okay.
be able to communicate. Yeah.
And so what they do? They sent their own rocket up there to go get them,
And save them. They were up there for
and they were
months.
up there for. I mean, could you
Yeah.
imagine
No.
mentally the torture they just went through up in space?
But they're used to that.
Why did they get stuck up there?
Because some malfunction, dude. How can you get?
So they were in an actual like spacecraft, right?
They're in the
Shuttle.
space station. I believe they're in a space station.
So there's like a station up there,
Yeah, so it's like a little
like a structure. Like
hub.
they actually built something up there. Like,
You've never heard of the International Space Station?
so tell me what's up there.
They have this like a huge community up there where people live for years at a time.
No.
And they have different things come up. And
Years at a time.
Oh my fucking god!
What are they eating and stuff?
All kinds of stuff, Andy. They're prepared for all that. ISS. Let's see.
And they just float around all day long.
Yep. International.
They don't ever walk for years.
SpaceX crew 10 mission makes it up to the space station. Greet Starliner astronauts. Thank God, man. Oh man. Yep. The ISS. Yeah, they're on the ISS. Yep.
Didn't Elon say to Joe Rogan?
The International Space Station is a large space station that was assembled and maintained in low Earth orbit by collaboration with 5 space agencies and their contractors: NASA, United States, Rakamos, Russia, Europe, blah, 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 Japan, and Canada. Largest space station ever constructed. It primarily serves as a platform for conducting scientific experiments in microgravity and studying the space environment.
Mm.
That's what the fuck it is. And Elon saved the day. And Elon is the devil to a lot of people. It's funny how that works. The best businessman the world has ever seen. They
So
hate him
Elon,
now.
I see these clips with he and Joe Rogan. I never know how recent they are. Are these old?
This one was
He just said like, no, we're gonna go up and get him like next Tuesday or something like that.
Yeah,
He
well,
said
that's a
something
recent
like
one.
that.
Although, Elon's like, we're gonna go to Mars. Listen, the everyday people don't give a fuck about going to Mars. Just so everybody knows.
They don't.
They want to know what the fuck the prices are of the eggs, which we need to fucking figure that out, although it's going down. We need to figure out the gas prices. That is going down. We need to figure out goddamn World War III. We need to figure out blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck about goddamn Mars.
Mhm.
So whenever you preach that, yes, I want people to fucking go out of their way to figure things out. We've seen this with people our whole life, as far as going to Antarctica, going to the South Pole, going here, going to the moon, blah, blah, blah. I get all that. I love it. We want exploration, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck about Mars right now. Let's figure out here first,
Mhm.
and then we'll deal with that.
Don't ever text me what's up again. Like
I
you
was
did
sleeping,
yesterday.
dick.
I had to talk business with you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I had.
You were
to-
driving
I-
to the rink, and you're all jacked up, and I'm like fucking tired because I partied. the night
Hey.
before.
Be honest with me. Do you respect Rosie O'Donnell for leaving after she said she would?
Only Rosie O'Donnell. Don't give a fuck about her.
She went to Ireland, dude.
Oh, the con dogs at the White House right now, baby. What's up?
Who's that?
The con dog? Conor McGregor meeting with Trump.
Why?
Because Ireland's having all these refugees come in there and they're terrorizing that
Is that
country.
why
What
the-
do you mean?
The head of
Don't you see
the
all
head
that?
of Ireland was just inside
Don't you
the Oval Office,
see
right?
what's going on in Europe right
No,
now?
tell me about
They
it.
are fluctuated with these fucking migrants, and they're all 18 to 40-year-old men that are psychopaths,
Where
and they're committing
Where are they
crime-
coming from?
fucking Africa to the Middle East to all over the place.
And they're
Yes.
just going to cause shit, or
Yeah,
that's
and they're
just
getting-
who they are.
Well, yeah, you grow up in that environment.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
So
You're not going to
so
assimilate.
they move there, and then all of a sudden
They
just,
don't move there. They move there.
Well, how do
they
they?
fucking migrate there, and they find a way to get in for free, and then all of a sudden they get tax fucking breaks, and they do this and they do that. Yeah, they move there like they got up and moved. No, they come there on a fucking ship and they just fucking take over. And all of a sudden the government's like, we're going to take care of you. We're going to house you in these different. We see it in New York. We
So
see it all over.
Ireland, they're housing and doing all that.
Oh my
too.
God, yeah, dude, they're taking over. It's scary.
So the head of Ireland was there at the White House recently, right?
They move there.
Same
Yeah, yeah.
thing. It's the same.
No,
thing.
it's not. It's completely different. You didn't get your fucking card and move over to a country and assimilate and buy a house.
Right.
No, you just showed up on the fucking land. And
Okay.
what are you talking about?
Well, that's what happened with my grandparents, basically.
Oh, really? And they just let them right in? No. They had to go through a fucking process. Do you not get that? Ellis Island and all that? They had to go through a fucking process. And then they worked
came
their
over
ass
on
up.
a ship.
Yes. And they went through a process and they were vetted. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they started working. They built a railroad. They built fucking houses.
They were vetting back then?
They were You're damn right they were.
Like,
Yeah,
like
fuck yeah.
early 70s and stuff.
You got, yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, 50s.
No, it was earlier than that. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, no, because my mom... Well, actually, they went to Sweden first, and then my mom was born and raised there. That's how I got my offensive instincts. And then from Sweden, because I am part Swedish too, as you know. I was going for a lot of teams of the four nations.
They just moved there. Andy, they just moved there. The fuck are you talking about? They just moved there.
Fine, went on a boat.
The happy family just moved there.
So then, what's Conor McGregor gonna do? I don't know.
He's got the biggest voice going from Ireland. What do you mean?
No, okay, so he even over there. Dude, you go back and forth on Conor, so don't act like you don't.
Conor could be on his yacht right now doing nothing, and he's
Right.
fucking trying to save the country. So now I respect.
Okay,
the fuck
so
out
what's
of
he
him.
doing?
He's letting everybody know what's going on in their country, man. They're getting invaded, dude.
They don't have a political leader to do that.
Yeah, of course they do, but he's louder. The political leader there is woke,
And
just
so-
like most of them in
And
Europe
so
right now.
he can just get a meeting with Trump, no problem.
You're goddamn right. On St. Patty's Day, I like that.
On St. Patty's Day.
Fucking right.
You think that's by design?
Sure,
Of course it is.
sure. They just moved there.
Okay.
Just like Andy's neighbors, they actually did move. Your neighbors that
Yeah,
don't
I
speak
think
English,
they moved.
they actually did it right. They actually did the right thing, and they came in. Now they're in the poor part of Ladue. It's good.
And they move into our
You know what I mean?
area because of the schooling, I think, for their kids.
Of course. Great schooling in fucking St. Louis, man. When you get in the outskirts,
Mhm.
you know what I mean. So these people aren't.
Well, I'm
like
saying
that.
our school district in general, they
It's
will
pretty
do,
damn
they
good.
will do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of blended cultures in the school district. I hope everybody's safe from the tornadoes and everything.
Now you care.
I did
Once
care
I started talking about it, Andy's like, "This did nothing." Cam just shows
in
trees
my
down.
house, but
You know what I
Cam
mean?
showed like a couple of limbs that like
No,
he
that
showed
was-
like a wooded
It
area.
was pretty destructive, man. It was pretty bad.
You look like a very amateur storm chaser, and you're like my videos make national news.
You're
dude.
cooler than me,
You're cooler. Than me.
you know.
So are we going to the Dogtown?
I'll hang with you. You want to do something?
Yeah.
Want to go party real
Oh,
quick?
let's go party for a minute.
I'll do it.
Okay.
You got any party favors there, baby? What's up?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. Dogtown will be.
Actually, no, because it's just chaotic. Like St. Patty's Day is chaotic. It's just too much going on, man.
You just walk around, dude. It's
I don't
fun.
want to just walk around though and just like talk to people the whole time. Everybody's wasted. I just don't feel like doing
Just bring your own beers. You don't have to. You don't
that.
have
What
to.
are you talking about here?
You'll know a lot of people like what
I know.
cruising the streets.
I know I
Be
will.
funny.
Yeah, it would be
We'll shoot
funny,
some
but it'd be
videos.
annoying.
All right, let's get to Nate Thompson, man. He was cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, he's cool.
Played a long time, man. Over 800 games. Always had a lot of respect for his career. Played hard. Played the right way.
He's living the life right
Teammates always liked
now.
him.
Yeah, he's living the life right now. Handsome guy. He's got money. He's in California. He's divorced. He's probably wheeling the hottest Insta models. And I was just curious, like, God, what if you brought an Insta model over and you evaluated her online and she comes over and she's a goddamn mutant? You're like, what do you do?
What do you mean?
What?
If she's a mutant, like you thought she would, like you saw pictures of her,
Yeah,
you
like-
thought your expectations were here, and she shows up and
Yeah,
she's
and
not
that-
what
I don't
you
mean to be-
thought you were getting.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, because he said now it's not the old school game where you just go to the bar and you start talking, you see the girl and you blah, blah, blah. You kind of know where she is. But now you're just like looking online like, I like you. You like me. Me. Come over. And then she's a fucking mutant and weird. And you're like, what's up?
Could you meet someone online? You think?
Hang 'em?
No, have a relationship. Like
Yeah, of course.
a lot
If
of
that went
people
down,
do, dude.
Damn right you could. There's good people out there all over the place. For sure you could do that. That's why if I was a young single guy, I'd be fucking all over the place. And if it doesn't work, who cares?
Mhm.
Shoot your shot, man. You only have so much time. You know what I mean? Get on it. And if it doesn't work out, doesn't work out.
Right, and
Just
then
don't
you
get
go to
s-
the next one.
Go to the next one. She's not cool. If she's a weirdo, then get away from her. Who
Mhm.
cares? Yes, I'd be all over that. But I'm married, happily married, and I saved Kate from a tornado. All good.
Made her sit in the car for 3 hours.
I made her sit in the car for 3 hours. Not 3 hours, a couple hours.
3
No.
hours.
She went shopping.
Shopping.
She has a credit card that she could spend a lot.
Looked miserable
No, she didn't.
and unhappy.
And she got me food too.
I'm sure she did.
I was making money that night. She's okay. What are we doing here?
I was.
See, my wife picks me up. Andy's wife goes to Big Cedar Lodge and leaves him. Spends probably $3,000. You go to Big Cedar Lodge with 3 kids. You're spending
2
money.
kids. One of my other kids.
Put your
is
foot down.
out of town.
Put your foot down. Put your foot down. Just say no. Nancy Reagan, 1988.
I don't mind them having a little bit of a break. I feel bad that I
A
couldn't
little bit
go.
of a break. From what?
It's spring break.
From what?
All their friends are like in Florida.
From what?
Mexico, Bahamas.
You know, just say it's expensive, man. Right? You don't need to go anywhere. And go to the park and ride bikes and rollerblade and stick handle.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go to Big Cedar. I gotta go. I gotta go to Big Cedar. And he's like, what? Big Cedar? That's fucking 3 G notes, baby. At least. Those things are expensive as fuck right now at Big Cedar Lodge. Love that place. And he's like, take the credit card. And then he comes back here and he's fucking complaining. Now he's stressful.
Stressful.
And
No, we're going to St. Patty's Day, man.
Get your wallet?
For what?
Just exactly right. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying, Maddie. For what he says. Like he's going to get free booze the whole time.
In Dogtown?
It's Andy.
Oh,
Andy's here, everybody. Andy walks in. I'm here. Free booze, free booze. What do I need my wallet for?
Dogtown?
That's why I'm not going with you. It's going to cost me more money.
We don't pay in Dogtown.
You don't pay in dog. They don't know you.
I lived there for years.
Get out of here.
They know my dog.
They know you.
They knew my dog walking around
Your
that neighborhood.
dog. What do I need my wallet for when we go to a bar? Get out of here. That's why. Because his wife has his wallet.
You just walk around the streets. You just
Lori's
bring
got
your
wallet.
own, dude.
Lori,
You know that.
Bring your own. How are you going to get it from the gas station?
Huh?
Are you going to steal it?
What do you mean?
You got booze on you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What kind?
On me? No. I'll stop by
At the house?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you don't. You just didn't have power for fucking 3 days. You got, what else you got going in there? Can you make me some milk?
Some seltzers, maybe. Some
Good
Cam
Lord.
and Strick,
Why do I need my
mango
wallet?
lemonade hard seltzers.
That's why I don't hang out with Andy. He doesn't bring his goddamn wallet anywhere. I mean, God. Get out of here.
You don't understand the setup. The bars
Okay.
aren't open like on the inside. Like you don't. It's everything's on the streets.
Yeah, everything's free. Andy's walking down the street, and there's like a cup half filled with probably urine in it, and he's like, "There's free booze everywhere."
I bring my True Float cooler, dude, with wheels, and just wheel that motherfucker around.
What are you putting in it?
Probably some Cam and Strick hard seltzers
Okay, yeah, you got tons of those.
and some Tito's and
You got tons of that.
LaCroix.
You ain't got nothing. I don't need my wallet.
So I'll be good from that standpoint.
You'll be good from no standpoint.
Happy St. Patty's Day. Do you know the history of St. Patrick's Day?
Yes and no. You know,
Well,
not really, to
really.
be honest with you. St. Patrick was a big dog back in the
Yeah.
day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not too much into it. You know
I'm
what I
glad you wore your green today. That was by design, right?
mean?
Good. First Form,
got anything?
firstform.com/Cam and Strick, man. That's our link.
Get
Use
going.
it today. You can get a lot of green things there. You better have your wallet, though, for First Form, but you won't need much of it. I mean, this stuff they got sales galore going on right now, Cam, also.
Yeah, they got
But find what's right for you. You got to download the app, and that'll help
First
you
Form beef stick.
decide where to start. If you're a repeat customer, man, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be like a physical specimen to get into First Form. But if you
No.
are looking to make a lifestyle change, no better way to do it than
Damn right.
checking out all these great products they have, all the energy drinks and the protein and the bars and the beef sticks, the apparel second to none. It's all Cam wears, pretty much, right?
It is kind of.
I got this one on today. I like that t-shirt.
Yeah, you match really well. You got white, you got black, you got green, you got blue, and you got yellow.
I'm just mixing it up today.
Look really good. I like that shirt, but
Well, I
it
had
just
to
doesn't
have
match
I had to
anything.
have the green on.
You know what I mean?
I know.
So blue, yellow, green, white, like what the fuck?
Everything.
Yeah.
Dude.
He's for the people.
It's like Ireland. It's a melting
People are just
pot.
moving there.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Let us know what you
A liberal
love
mindset.
the most right
They're
now.
just moving here.
I want to know what products you like suggest that you love right now from First Form.
Yeah, I want to know. Damn right.
But TrueFloat, man, I mean this. Check it out, truefloat.ca. You know what CA stands for?
Huh?
Truefloat.ca.
Canadian Alberta.
It's Canada, dude. That's what it means. You know how you do .com?
Mm-hmm.
In Canada, it's .ca.
Yeah, all right.
You didn't know that?
Well, I just kind of got it right. didn't I?
Yeah. Canada,
Keep
Alberta,
trying.
he says. They are from Alberta, but they make the best coolers, man, best products. They got the heated chairs. We didn't bring one in this week, man. I don't know why Cam dropped the ball on that. I thought you were going to bring a cooler or
Andy brought a
something.
chair in last week, and
Yeah.
we tried to put it in camera, and the camera was like 4 feet off a little bit, so it didn't really work.
Yeah, I know. We could have, like, maybe adjusted the chair somewhere
I don't
else
think
or
you
something.
could because
Well, maybe put it back here or something. I don't know.
how
I don't know where we would have.
you know you lifted it up, we showed it.
Sit in it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But TrueFloat, TRU, check out their Instagram and check out all the great products they have. They got a bunch of cups, mugs, just like this too. And
They're tougher than the Yeti.
Oh,
Bunch of pansies buy Yeti bullshit. True Float's where it's at, baby. Hardcore Alberta shit kickers. We love you guys. What's up? Let's go.
you see that bear attack somebody?
Oh God.
Do you know what gun is
What?
best to have in a bear attack?
Oh shit, probably a fucking shotgun.
Well, what else?
A rifle so you can get it from long range.
Like a 9mm, maybe.
9mm not gonna put a fucking bear down.
It won't put them down.
Hell no.
4mm won't put them down.
4mm? Jesus.
So,
It just shows you
are you carrying a rifle?
if I'm carrying a rifle and a shotgun. If I'm going in Alaska and I'm staying
Which one can you get off quicker?
shotgun?
Okay.
What do you mean?
All right, so you don't have to pump it and all that stuff.
Yeah, you got to pump it, but you're right there. You can shoot a guy from close range. A rifle, you got to adjust it. Boom, like it's tough.
Damn.
Shotgun's where it's at. That's why Home Intruder uses shotgun too. Yeah,
Really?
a tactical shotgun. Yeah. That's why, like Andy, if you want to rob somebody's house, that's like,
By myself.
I'll put you fucking
Dude,
downtown,
Blade-
goddamn Chinatown.
Blade would attack somebody too.
Downtown Chinatown. Andy would be like, "Come on in. You moved here."
Where you from? Welcome.
Sudan.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Great to have you.
I'm from Syria. Come on in.
So check out TrueFloat, man. Get those coolers. I want to see your logo on that cooler. Get that business. Get that branding going on that cooler.
Damn right.
Woo. Hat launch and hatlaunch.com. Put it on a hat, man. Every hat tells a story.
Right here, baby. Let's go. I got my camouflage Strick hat on right
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to wear some green down to Dogtown.
Yeah,
we are
be cool.
going.
Yeah, meet me there. Hold your breath. I'll be there. I
What?
don't even have his wallet.
I always
That'd be
have my
fun to hang
wallet.
out with Andy.
I
without his
always
wallet.
have
I don't
my
know what
wallet.
you pay for it.
Well, all I need is I'll just make a big tumbler of, make a couple cocktails. I'll be good to go. I'm not looking to like hang out at the bar all night long. You just walk around the streets, dude. Follow me. It's my neighborhood, man.
I'm chilling all day today, man.
Just
I ain't
follow
doing-
me through
I ain't doing
Dogtown.
shit. I'm not doing a damn. Kate's making me some good old goddamn pastrami and sauerkraut and all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Do you make her cook for you?
I cooked all weekend. I cooked some badass baby back ribs when the wind was like 50 miles an hour, steady
Really?
50 miles an hour.
That's a
So it's
fire
squeezed-
hazard.
So you 100,000%. That's a fire.
That's why we didn't make a fire in our
no.
backyard. That
I
day.
had it low and slow. Do you get the difference?
Yeah.
I had a snake going in my Weber, and I cooked these ribs for 5 hours. The little snake, I started on both ends, like me, and he goes this way, and I keep my. Then I wrapped it, and I put fucking butter and
Barbecue
brown
sauce.
sugar, barbecue sauce, wrapped it. Then I take it out and I put more barbecue sauce in that mug, and let it coat and let it sizzle on that mug for about another 40 minutes.
How did it come out?
Damn good. Then my electricity went out. We couldn't eat the next day.
Why?
Because the fridge got warm. We threw a lot of stuff
Oh,
out.
it's still good for probably a good 12 hours or so.
Tell me about eating food, will you?
You-
Ask Andy about eating food.
I mean, I can
Yeah,
have an
what
opinion
food do
on
you
that.
like? We're both Jewish. What food do you like? I like capers. Fuck does that mean?
I never said
That is a
capers, dude.
Jewish answer right there.
Dude, check the tape.
I will.
I didn't say that.
What'd you say?
Locks.
I like locks. What's the difference? Same damn thing. I'm big at locks. Like what? Like little what?
Smoked salmon, dude.
You eat like a bird. It's all good. Don't tell me how to eat and what's good and what's not, because you don't know.
What's good?
I made damn good ribs over the weekend. Damn good. Then I went to China Walk.
Where?
Sunday. China Walk.
Oh, W-O-K?
China Walk. And it's a
You're
Korean
saying
guy.
walk. It's not walk.
It's China Walk. And he's really mean to me at times.
Oh, my God.
And this now.
Why is he so mean to you?
What do you want? I'm like, I'll do blah, blah. What else you want?
You're nervous. You can't be nervous.
I go, I want crab rangoon. I want beef lo mein.
Mhm.
I want beef fry ra. Then I want
That's why he's mean to you.
hot and sour soup, and I want egg roll. And he's like, what you want? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it's all good. And then I tip him out, and then he always gives me cookies.
Okay. Fortune cookies?
No, dang good butter cookies.
Oh, I
Dang
know what you're
good.
talking about. Hey, do you
China
know
Walk.
the star of episode 333 last week was Tom Yum Soup, and I had
Tom Yum soup's dang
I
good.
had some people reach out to me about
Dang good.
Tom Yum. Dude.
You're right on that.
I'm so right.
I know. I agree with you.
Like you,
I'll eat Tom
I'll
Yum
get
soup.
you a
You know,
level 5 spice.
I know what the
dude.
fuck to do. I know what to do.
What would you put in there?
Tang Young,
Because Tom Yum.
ginger.
No. It comes with all that, but like you can choose chicken, shrimp, tofu, whatever.
Everything loaded up. Tofu, go fuck yourself. I want chicken, shrimp. I don't give a fuck.
Have you ever tried tofu?
Yes, I
Have
want
you?
tofu. Goddamn right.
Like
It's in,
fried-
it's in hot and sour soup, baby.
Fried tofu. No,
I mean,
not the
no,
like
I-
steamed tofu. You wouldn't like that.
tofu. Fucking snort that shit. Does nothing,
Mm.
but I'll eat it. I'll eat anything.
Who do you have winning the NCAA basketball tournament?
Don't know, Andy. I don't know.
Cooper Flag.
He's hurt.
He didn't play all weekend.
He's hurt, Andy.
Would you
Little rich boy?
go back to college if you're him?
I don't fucking
Is
know.
he rich?
Is he a white boy?
Yeah.
From Duke?
Mhm.
Probably.
He's from Maine.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. These guys get a reputation of being little Richie boys, from North Carolina and Duke and all that.
Dude,
stuff.
LeBron was at his son's high school game, and he's just getting harassed, dude, by like millions of kids.
Well, then what the
behind him.
fuck, man?
I would say,
Like, fucking give it up.
Sometimes I have a little sympathy for him. Like, it can't be fun to live like that all the time, dude.
When your dad just like pumps you up, like, but his dad like goes on Twitter and says Bronny's better than half the guys in this fucking what?
I know,
So
but
what
I'm
are you
not talking
doing?
about that. I'm
Well,
talking.
that
He
all
was at
co-
his other son's game.
It all
Sierra
coexists.
Canyon
It
High
all
School.
coexists, man. When you're loud like that, your whole family gets rocked. But you're a billionaire, so you use the fucking good side of it,
Mhm.
but you don't realize the bad side of it, and then you complain about the bad side like it's racism.
I'm just
and
saying that
stuff.
the kids are all screaming at him the whole time.
Well,
like,
fuck,
behind
man.
him.
You're in a goddamn spotlight, dude. Your dad pumps you up so much. Your dad says stupid
Who,
fucking
why do you
things.
keep saying your dad? Who are you talking about?
I thought you said Bronny's
He
son.
was LeBron's son. Does Bronny have a son in high
No,
school?
LeBron.
Yeah.
I call Bronny.
Oh yeah.
It's LeBron's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got another son.
Yeah, I know.
Not
It's all
Bronny.
coexists,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Just like if you were loud and stupid and you're fucking talking about Ty's the best, he could play in the NHL, and then Ty goes and plays, and people are like, what the fuck's this? Like, it's
He's
the same thing.
better than half the players in the NHL.
Yeah, in the NFL or NBA. You didn't see him say that, like his tweets?
I
Look
think
at his
he
tweets.
did say that.
Yeah, he's like, he's watching the All-Star game or something. He's like, they're better than bro.
Oh, he said that this year.
He's just said that a couple times, and people are like, you're fucking psycho, dude.
True Float. Check it
Keep
out.
pumping him up.
TRU. I
Keep
want to
pumping
see
him
you
up.
put that logo on that cooler of yours. Or
Cooler?
that heated chair. Hey, how was your visit out in Illinois Recovery
It was
Center
great.
last week?
Actually, it was really good.
Tell me about
Yeah,
it.
damn, we talked. We were all outside.
I sent Cam out there last week. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I went out there and talked to everybody in the actually in the little area, and we're all outside. It was a beautiful day.
Mhm.
Told stories the whole time, man. Signed some autographs.
How's everybody
took some
doing?
pictures. They're doing okay.
Mhm.
I could see it in their eyes. I could tell. I could look at it. It's so funny that I have a fucking group of guys around me. I could be like 2 weeks in, 4 weeks in,
Really?
a month in. Boom. I could just look at your soul.
You could tell.
Yeah.
And you were right on it?
Right on everybody. And we sat there and just told stories. They asked me questions about my horrible experience with stuff. It just was
Mhm.
great. I love it. I feel good. And me and Chrissy and Jacob went out to lunch and hung out at this little old fucking bar from like the early 1900s and in
What'd you
Swansea
have?
area. Illinois, BLT.
Of course you
Damn good food, baby. What's up? What's up, baby? I love you, all you guys. Chrissy, love all you guys, man. That was a nice experience. It makes me feel good.
Cam didn't pay for lunch.
No, Chrissy paid for that. You goddamn right he did. Chrissy's done. Dude, he's the man.
Open up the wallet.
You don't bring your wallet anywhere. That's why no one wants to hang out with Andy. He doesn't have his wallet.
Cam was like,
Andy's out. He's buying drinks, and all of a sudden, like, Andy, you paying for this? Lori's got my wallet. She's in Big Cedar, okay? It's tough. She had to go there.
Spring break.
She had to go to Big Cedar. You could have gone to 50 other places, man. That's way cheaper than Big Cedar. So expensive down there, dude.
Yeah.
She's spending money.
Oh, my
Probably
God.
getting a massage right now.
You think? I don't think so, dude.
$300 an hour.
I don't think so.
Massage.
Blue Note Roofing, dude.
Then she's going to stay an extra day. Like, whoa. Like, whoa.
Blue Note Roofing will come in handy right now, huh?
I got some fascia that fell off my house.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I talked to Dave.
Yeah,
because I want him to put up my.
You're wasting his time. He doesn't have time for that.
No, I don't want him to.
No,
because
Let
I feel
him
like
go take care of the people.
He's got all these roofs that got rocked.
Yeah,
Andy didn't think the tornadoes were that bad, but they fucked up a lot of fucking.
No,
structure.
a lot of Illinois
You
construction
said that
too.
earlier. Andy thought the tornadoes weren't that big of a deal
in my neighborhood.
For fucking okay,
that's
in
all
your
I'm
little
saying.
neighborhood.
That's all I'm saying.
English. David Novak has. David Novak has a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do. And so now I'm like, I don't want him to do that work. It's so true. I'm sorry. Does that suck?
Dude, you are going to Dogtown with me. That was part of the deal. You said if I was right about my sister-in-law, then you're going. You said
true.
that. So we're going.
Fuck, man.
Meet us out there. We got to put it on Twitter that we're heading out there.
No, don't do that. We're okay. We'll just go out there and hang out for a little bit.
Okay.
Jesus, you have to put everything on Twitter. Can we just go places and just hang out?
Should I have Pilsy meet us?
Like, good God. Yeah, I would party with him. You damn right. Just because I didn't like what he said about Leah Hexel doesn't mean I want to go party with Pilsy. Pilsy will fucking have fun, and he brings his wallet.
It'll be a
Pilsy brings his wallet. He's not cheap,
but it'll be.
That's why I like.
It'll turn
Pilsy.
into a long day.
Long night. Kate's like, "Where you at?"
Right.
Like, you gotta come get me.
Oh shit.
Well, yeah.
In that truck?
Fuck.
You can't drive the truck.
My truck needs fixing.
Really?
Yeah, my
What's wrong with
alignment's
it?
fucked.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Dude,
I hit a fucking something bad.
Uh-oh.
So now I'm like veering like,
I thought you were a good driver.
Has nothing to do with my driving.
You hit something, you said.
Oh, dude, there was a huge pothole on fucking Bassett Road, and I smoked it. And all of a sudden, my alignment's like this.
So Blue Note Roofing, 314-920-5713. Call David Novak today. If you have any damage, man, roofing damage, siding.
You do.
Soffit, fascia,
I
gutters.
bet you a million people do in St. Louis.
You do.
That's why I don't want him fucking with me. Yep.
Call him today. Support the pod and support David Novak.
You're god dang right.
314-920-5713, baby.
God dang. I
mentioned hat launch. Get yourself a hat. Do it today. Hatlaunch.com. Put the brand on the story. Or put the story on your hat.
Figure it out.
The brand on the hat.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a hat. I talked to Phil Maroon the other day. He's doing stuff.
Good.
With Hat Launch.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah, I love Phil.
Well, you just bring everyone together, man. Bring everyone together.
TPH.
Bolt Sports, man. We talked about the dangles and all the stuff that's going on. You know, we took a couple months off, man. We're back. So this is the time of year because the season's over.
Yeah.
You get better during the summertime, don't you, Cam?
That's how I worked on my shed, man.
Do you not get better during the summertime?
Yes, you do. You can actually pinpoint what you need to work on.
All right, so there's 3 different types of training mechanisms. The dangles, they focus on improving the stick handling and the control. It's suitable for youth players. Kids can play each other when they're at home. You download the app and they can keep score and compete against one another. The snipes, man, these are the shooting targets where they like light up and you shoot on the shooting targets.
Hell yeah.
You hit the target, you get points, keeps track of your score on the app. This is really genius, to be honest with you. And then
you want to get better?
Go check your score every month or so and say, how much better am I getting? How much am I improving?
There it is. It shows you exactly what you need to do.
They've got the e-cones too. You can use those for your dryland training. Speed. It's all about speed. So this is the top tier training gear for hockey players, man. And you want to improve your stick handling, your shooting accuracy, your speed, your agility. Challenge your friends. Do it on the Bolt Sports app. Do it today. I'll put something up on our Instagram. You can kind of visualize and see it for yourself. But check out Bolt Sports. I love this, man. Sam Bennington. Does that name ring a bell?
Baby. Benner.
Call up Benner and be like, hey, listen, we want to get some of these snipes and these e-cones and these dangles and improve our all-around game. They'll hook you up. Bolt Sports, baby. Check that out. Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks.
But you do get flavored water and sushi. Cam and I had a call with a guy the other day, man. We'll give Mark a big shout-out, who's makes jerseys, the Jersey Generator.
Damn right, baby.
And he was cool as shit. We had a great conversation with him. And anyway, we bring up Bellman. Somehow Bellman came up, and he was like, oh, yeah, you get sushi and flavored water there. So he knows, like a lot of other people do as well.
Andy's creative, you know.
Type B.
You're type B. You force the issue.
Where are they located?
Troy, Missouri.
They got Buick
They
GMC
might
on
have
one
got
side of the
rocked by a
street.
goddamn hurricane or
do
a
you
tornado,
need
too. Yeah.
David Novak, Danny Bellman?
I
Call
don't
him.
know. It was up north a little bit.
Buick GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on the other side.
And I see all those badass fucking GMCs cruising around, helping out people, man. Anytime I cruise up, when I took that little video on my Insta story, everybody driving by was a bunch of shit-kicking fucking trucks, helping people out, cutting down fucking trees.
No
doing
questions asked.
Shit kickers, man. That's what those are the people that help out.
And Cam's like, oh, let me take you on a little. Here's some branches that are down, guys. Guys, watch out for these branches. This is right in the middle of the woods. These branches have just been sitting here for some. Look at the branches. It's a fucking amateur-ass video.
DeBark, dude. You don't even know what you're looking at. I predicted this fucking 3 fucking weeks ago.
No, you didn't. You said we're gonna have a
I
bad spring.
predicted
you didn't
this.
say it's coming in 2 weeks.
I did. You go, when's it coming? I go 2.5 weeks to this day, and it happened 2.5 weeks to this day.
Congratulations if you said that.
Well, then sit down.
Thank you for
because
doing
I
that.
screwed up earlier.
When's the next one?
Not for a little bit.
Okay. I mean, I could have said that.
Oh, you could have?
Yeah.
Then say it then.
Not for a little bit.
Not for a little bit. It needs to be come back and regenerate. Boom.
All right. Well, keep
You'll
us
see.
updated, man.
I will,
Keep us posted.
I'm right on every time.
Cam will let us know, and we appreciate that.
Hey, if there's a trade going on, let us know.
I will.
That's your,
I will.
you know.
But like, if there's a tornado,
Anything else?
did you ever consider going into meteorology?
No, I didn't go to school.
Would you consider interning with one and being a
goddamn right
to learn more about weather? I know a lot of weather people here in town.
I would go sit with Chris Zimmerman, Angela Huddy. Give you a little shout out. Love you guys.
What up?
If you had me in, you're damn right.
Kristen Cornett.
Oh my God, I would sit there and be like, "What's going on? What's going on? Let me look at the radar. Let's go." God dang right. Yes.
When I was
let me know. I'll do it. We could film it. It'd be hilarious.
When I was a kid, there was a famous weatherman named Bob Richards, and he died. Did you know him?
No, Andy. I don't know.
Do you know the name?
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Bob Richards. He and Mike Bush, who's still doing the news, they would do these commercials. They were like so popular here in town.
2.5 hours in.
I'm Mike Bush. I do the sports. I'm Bob Richards. I do the weather.
2.5 hours in. Let's go. Waste people's time. Let's go.
So, tragedy.
Would he die of old
When he
age?
passed away. No, I think in a plane crash or something.
Oh, now you're throwing bombs out, dude. Now you're fucking just throwing bombs out to enhance the story. See, that's what I'm talking about. Did he die of a plane crash?
He was.
Do you know how much of a big deal that is?
He was flying the plane.
Do you know how much of a big deal that is?
Yeah.
Did he die of a plane crash? What's his name?
Bob Richards.
Plane crash.
We'll talk about it.
No. Wait.
We'll talk about it on the other side.
Are you out of your mind?
Nate Thompson.
Don't play this game.
We'll come back. We'll talk more Bob Richards after this. Enjoy Nate Thompson, baby, on the Cam and Strick Podcast. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. I can't believe Cam he sees you once and he's just gotta just like, come on the podcast.
You're damn
let's
right.
go.
You're damn right, baby.
I'm all good with it. I love Cam. I've always loved Cam. I'm this is great.
No, I know. Listen, your name's come up a ton, dude. We've always like, you just don't know when the right time to do it, man. Because like sometimes like we'll be like, hey, let's get this guy on. Then we'll see him on another podcast. And it's like you want to like spread it out where people are like, we don't want him coming on and be like, well, I'm not going to listen to that. I just heard him on a different podcast last week, you know? So
I know I've been a podcast slut lately.
Yeah.
I'll straight up say it. You know, I've just been a podcast whore jumping around from different podcasts, but you know, it's fun. It's fun though. And you know, when we're talking hockey, that's what it's all about. So it's all good.
No, exactly.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in Los Angeles right now. Actually, rainy Los Angeles right now.
Really?
Yeah, it rained last week too.
Yeah.
How's the air quality in
I
Los
fucking
Angeles
got, dude.
right
I
now?
sound like a fucking crackhead.
Everybody came back coughing.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, everybody got sick. It's weird.
No, I mean the air quality is. I think it's getting better. I mean, the more rain we get, the better, right? So, no, it's definitely better than it was, a month ago. It was, it was crazy times out here. It was insane.
Did you get hit with those fires or no?
No, luckily where I'm at, it was crazy, right? Like I'm in the valley, but I was surrounded by them. But where I was and the way the wind was going, I was okay. So it was eerie though, like looking out in the sky at night, and it was like orange, and it was fucking wild. It was
really
crazy.
scary, man.
We just hit record and we just go, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm all about it.
yeah.
Hey, Aiden, could you turn him up my headphones real quick, please? Sorry about that,
same
baby.
here, too.
Yeah, I only.
Anybody ever tell you look like Roman Reigns?
Damn you, Dick! I said that. He steals all my shit.
I was like, how do you spell Reigns? I'm like, oh, the wrestler? I'm like,
Dude.
damn, he looks just like him.
You do, man.
I appreciate that. I've heard that before. So I'll take it though.
Who else have you heard? I
Yeah,
feel like
who
there's
else?
like, you look like 5 or 6 other people.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard what's the guy from what's the movie? Wolf of Wall Street, where he's lifting.
Yeah. Josh Brolin.
Josh, yeah, no, not Josh Brolin. What's his name? That's gonna bother. We'll come back to that.
No,
but
yeah, he's cool
I
as
get
shit.
that a lot too.
The handsome guys, Andy. There's nobody ugly,
Dude.
My God. So what do you got going, man? I saw you in LA. Like, are you doing radio full time? Like, what do you got going?
No, yeah. So I've been filling in for Jared Stoll on FanDuel Sports Network, doing TV stuff when they need me, and then after the new year, after January, they're bringing me on for a few more games, and then I'm also doing some radio games too. I got another radio game tomorrow night. Or no, sorry, not tomorrow night, Thursday, against the Capitals. And then I think I have like 5 or 6 more after that. So, you know how it goes, Jenny. Things kind of start slow, and then it starts to pick up, and you start doing more and more and more. So I'm enjoying it. It's been fun. It's a whole different side of it, as you know, but to be able to stay involved in the game and, be around it is, as you know, too, is the most important thing, too.
Yeah, because I was kind of out of it, man. Like, I'd hang with the alumni a lot, because we skate together and all that stuff. But to be, like, internal, what's going on, and being around the current team and stuff like that, you kind of get back like you're playing again, like you're traveling, you're doing your shit. It's kind of cool. Hey, what's harder, by the way? Doing radio, paying attention to everything you got going on, blah, 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 being on the ball, or TV, having to look nice, and which probably comes really easy for you.
I think the TV part is harder because you have to like say what you want to say in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And you're timed, right? And you only have that much time. And then at the same, you have to be focused on looking at the TV here and try and get your point across. And you kind of have to prepare for that. Where I guess the TV, the easier side of it is you kind of know what you're about to talk about. Where the radio, it's all on the fly, and having to, like you said, watch the game. I think it's probably a little easier, I think, for us probably doing radio naturally, because we can just watch and we can regurgitate exactly what we're watching easily. So I think it's just different in aspect, but I think the TV side is probably just a little bit harder just because of having to, have your vocabulary right in a right time frame,
Yeah.
Dude, TV, I think it is harder too, because you're right, because of the time. Like, you only have, like, when I come back from a commercial break, I got to get it back to the play-by-play guy's hands before the puck drops. So I've got like 15 seconds to tell a story that I would typically tell in 90 seconds. But I'm going to tell it in 15 seconds and still try to make it sound good. And you're on camera to start, then you're talking over the monitor, then you may be back on camera, or the camera's on the other side of the rink.
Yeah.
And you have someone in your ear telling you how much time you have while you're talking.
You're talking. Like, it took a while to, like, get used to that. So
God, yeah. In radio, you mess up. No one even knows. You can say a completely different thing.
Because they're not watching.
They're not watching.
Exactly. Oh, that was a great save.
Oh my God, back and forth.
Didn't even hit the net.
Yeah.
So, man, listen, you played a long time. First off, congrats on a great career, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you played a long time, a lot of playoff games, too. What made you want to settle in LA?
I think it was just circumstances. I played for the Ducks. I played for the Kings. I was traded back to LA. At the time, I was with a girl, and you know how that works, and you kind of end up staying where you're at. And then fast forward, now I have a daughter, and so it's just circumstances, right, where you end up, laying roots. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you how fast it goes. You blink and then it's done, right? It's just crazy. I mean, it was a long career. I was very, very fortunate, but it was just, it's wild. I mean, I'm sure you remember, Jenny, like guys telling you, older guys, especially every day, right? They would always say, hey, play as long as you can and enjoy every single second, because once it's done, it's done. And
it goes fast, right?
There's never truer words spoken than that,
And I didn't believe it at the time. I go, what are you talking about? I'm young.
Yeah,
right.
and you don't, right? Like you'll be 24, 25, or however old we were, and you're like, oh man, I have forever to go. It's like, it's going to go on forever, right? That's your mindset. And next thing you know, it's done. And yeah, that's it.
Once you hit 28, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Things, oh boy, things could happen here. So you're telling me your girl didn't want to like live in Long Island? She wanted to go to LA instead?
Well, the girl, we're not together anymore, but our daughter's here. So, and she was living here before me. So if we get into details, but
I know it's all good.
We only want
details. I was just joking. I'm thinking the teams that you played for, like you're not going to start off. She's probably like, no, I don't. I'd rather live in LA. Rightfully so.
Winnipeg.
Yeah, Winnipeg.
Yeah, Winnipeg. There you go.
Oh man.
That's what you should have told her. We're going to take this to court. We're going to Winnipeg.
She's like, no, I don't know about that. Hey, so you grew up in Alaska. Like, are you, because listen, all right, I'm from the Midwest. Andy's from the Midwest. Andy's certainly not an outdoorsy guy.
I'm from the Northeast.
I grew up outdoorsy, but I'm not going to like, make any, I'm not a car, whatever the case is. But in Alaska, I look at people from there that they could do everything because you're kind of forced to in ways, I guess. Like, are you handy with stuff? Are you outdoorsy? Do you go game hunt? Or are you like Scott Gomez and you're just from there?
Oh yeah, I love that you brought him up. You're just from there. I would put myself. I'm definitely not on the extreme of Scott Gomez. I can do some things. I wouldn't say that I'm like full on mountain man either, but I can fly fish. I grew up fly fishing. I did grow up hunting. I don't hunt as much anymore. I still continue to fly fish. Like when I go home in the summers, I'll go home and fly fish. And then, hiking and all those things. Yeah. Growing up in Alaska, I mean, you kind of have to do those things growing up there. Like, it's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like it's a beautiful place. And we always give shit to the people that that are from there that don't do any of that stuff.
What do you do?
Oh my God! What do you
do? Like,
it's like the people in Colorado who don't ski or anything. Like I've never been up to the mountains.
You're wasting space.
Exactly. Like you don't have your Alaska card if you're not doing those things. So, I'd say I was in between. I like I said, I still love to fly fish. Like that's one of my favorite things to do. So, I grew up doing that a lot, and all the other things that go along with it, with hiking and going on camping trips and doing all that crazy stuff, skiing and snowboarding. I did both of those things growing up as well.
Yeah.
So now that I'm done, I'm trying to slowly get back into the skiing thing. I don't think I'm going the snowboarding route because if I fall, I'm done and I'll never probably walk again. So
well, you ski and you fall, you're done too. Really, I mean, it's dangerous as shit.
I know. No, or you could hit a tree or something.
Hit a tree,
like very
Sonny
dangerous.
Bono or whatever.
Listen, I went to Alaska for 10 days. And it's really interesting, man. But like one of my favorite TV shows was like Selling Alaska. It was like a realtor.
I know what you're talking about.
And when they would take the buyers to go look at houses, they would have like rifles with them in case like the grizzlies came out of the corner. Like when you're fly fishing, dude, those bears, they get close to you. You got a gun with you? You got bear spray? Like what are you packing with you on the boat?
Well, it depends where you are, and it's funny you bring that up. So this past October, I turned 40, and a few of my other buddies from home, we all kind of turned 40 within like 6 months of each other. So we went up to a friend of ours' lodge. It's called the Alaska Sportsman's Lodge. I'm giving it a plug right now. My buddy owns it. And
does he want to sponsor the podcast? You should bring him on board.
And we went out there, and at that time of year, obviously snow's almost coming. I mean, it was beautiful though. Like, crisp air. I mean, I think one morning we fished in the morning and it was like 24 degrees, but it was like sunny, cold, but like wild, right? Catching huge rainbow trout. But at that time frame, all the bears are still around and they're eating before they got to go hibernate. Yeah. So we went to this area called the Katmai National Park. And when you're fishing there, it's literally a park, right? And it's their domain. There's park rangers everywhere. But when we walked in, like there's grizzly bears everywhere. Like they're walking around us. We have to fish. The line will be in the water. One will be across the river. One will be behind you. And you're like having to just stop for a second. Okay, let's wait. Let's let them pass by. And it's wild. And in that place, there's no guns, nothing. And you just have to, no bear spray, nothing.
Oh my God.
And you just have to mind your distance. And in those areas, I would say in Alaska, like those bears, like they don't give a shit about you. Like there's so much fish there that's all they care about.
Yeah.
The big thing you have to be careful though with is if you do get a fish on your line in that area, you have to pull it off right away, because if they see it, they'll like automatically come and they'll run for it, which happens. And the problem with that is when that happens, then those bears get in their head, okay, well, I'm just going to wait for these fly fishermen right now to catch one, and I'm gonna go after it when they get one on their line. So that's why you have to break it off right away in those parks. So just wild shit like that, being from Alaska, that that you get to experience, which for me is awesome. I know it sounds insane, but it was a lot of fun.
Which part of Alaska are you from?
I'm from Anchorage,
Okay.
Obviously the biggest city there. And then where we were was like Southwest Alaska, like Bristol Bay area,
Like
where
Seward,
you're
down
middle of
south
nowhere.
down there. Seward, you know where Seward is, right?
I do. Yep.
So that's a little further south, or no?
That's south. That's only about an hour and 40-minute drive south of Anchorage. So it's not too far.
Do people move to Alaska? I know Anchorage is very expensive. Like you, when you're down in LA and you're just jamming out, vibing with the sun all fucking day, for the most part. I know it's raining there, but then you go back up to Alaska in the wintertime. Like, is it just like a shock to you that's just so cold? Like, I don't know how people do it.
It is. And I think the biggest shock though, Jenny, is the darkness.
Oh, yeah. Depressing, man.
That's the one. And I remember when I went back home, I played during the shortened lockout season. I played for the Alaska Aces in the coast.
Yeah.
And I remember, and when growing up from home, I didn't know anything different, right? It was like, you grow up and that's the way it is. It's dark out all day and it's light out all day in the summertime. And I remember going home and I'm like waking up to go to practice for the Aces, and it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's still dark outside. And then coming out of the rink at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and it's getting dark again. And you're like, oh my God.
It's a real thing. That's that depression. It really is. Shit, we had like a 2-week ordeal this in St. Louis where it was gray and freezing cold, and we're not really used to that for that long. And I remember being depressed, like, God, I need to get out in the sun. It affects you.
But there's stuff you can do outside. Hey, who was was Brent Thompson your head coach in Alaska? Who was there?
He wasn't, but I played with Brent Thompson.
You did? Okay.
I did. When I came out of junior during the full lockout season, 04-05, I joined Providence, and he was on that team. So yeah.
Listen, I
played with a lot of cats.
Name every player, and you're going to be like, oh, I played with him.
Yeah.
I act like I'm surprised.
Yeah,
but I never got to play with Janny, though. That's one guy I didn't get to play with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't pass by St. Louis for the Devils.
They were a Blues affiliate, the Alaska Aces, for a long time.
Right. That's right.
In the East Coast. So, damn, man, that's amazing. Who else is from Alaska though? Like, I'm trying to think of other NHL players. A couple of others, right, who are from Alaska.
I mean, you could go even further. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have played games in the NHL, but guys that like had careers is like, obviously Scott Gomez, Brandon Dubinsky, Matt Carl, myself, Joey Crabb, Tim Wallace. I mean, you go like Brian Swanson had a decent Ty Conklin. Ty Conklin's on last.
Yeah, he's cool shit.
It's a St. Louis guy. And then you have some old ones like Ty Jones. I don't know if you guys remember some of those names. BJ Young, just some other guys that I want to give credit to. Obviously, they're from Alaska that played some games. So there's a fair share of them, which is it's actually pretty impressive for how many people we have up there, right?
How many of those guys live full time in Alaska?
zero.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
just asking.
zero. I'm pretty sure zero. Yeah.
Unless you're really outdoorsy, you know. And
I
you
know
just love
Gomer
it.
still has a place up there, and Gomer still goes back.
He does.
He does a good amount. So, and myself, I still go back in the summers, and actually I've been back like 3 times this year. So I try to get back as much as I can, but I don't think I'm living there though.
Dude, I was there for the Great Alaska Shootout. Remember that basketball tournament? It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like one of the biggest basketball tournaments in the country every year.
They still have it.
Do they? But they used to bring all the big dogs. All the big teams used to go. I went there for 10 days, man. I was like calling the basketball games for my college women's team. Okay.
Sullivan Arena.
Oh yeah.
Sullivan Arena.
And, and like 10 days, dude, I went like dog sledding, but I had a couple buddies, it was over Thanksgiving break. And a couple buddies from school who were from Alaska. I went to school in Arizona. So they were from Alaska. So they came and like showed me around. That's why I asked you about Seward. We went down to Seward and down that Seward highway, like saw a bunch of shit. It was the craziest snowstorm I've ever driven through. I wasn't even driving. And they were acting
Thank
like it
God.
was no big deal.
Because Andy texts and drives so bad. He's really got a problem, and I'm worried about him. He tweets and drives.
No, I
It's
don't.
unbelievable.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
no, you
No,
do.
I don't.
Hey,
Don't listen to this guy,
Hey,
man.
you got like you played a long time, but fuck you. That must have wore you out, man. Like just, you start in Boston, you just go down, and you play a couple years, and all of a sudden you get picked up back on waivers. Like it was a long, drawn out journey for you.
It was, yeah. It's crazy how it happened too, because I kind of, stepped in with Boston. I was mostly in the minors there, played some games, waiver pick up the Islanders, waiver pick up to Tampa, parts of a couple seasons with both those teams. And then, I started to really kind of establish myself as a regular, I think, when I got to Tampa and find my niche in the NHL. And honestly, I kind of thought I was going to be in Tampa for forever. I was there for 5 years, and then next thing you know, you're traded to Anaheim. And then when I got to Anaheim, I was there for 3 years, and I thought, okay, I'm going to be here for a while. And then that's honestly kind of when it became a chain reaction, right? As I, a little bit older, a little bit later in my career, get signed with Ottawa as a free agent, and then it was crazy. Once I got traded from Ottawa, it was like boom, 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 boom. And I realized that, okay, I'm at the end of my career, and, I'm trying to win. First and foremost, I want to win a cup. I was kind of chasing a cup, and I knew like that was kind of maybe the scenario that was going to happen for me towards the end of my career, being on 1 to 2 year deals, and knowing if I wanted to win, that there was a chance that, I remember every year before I signed with a team towards the end of my career, whether it was like Montreal or Ottawa, whoever it was like, okay, talk with my agent. It was like, okay, if this team is not doing well at the playoff time, a month before, we'll have calls, we'll figure out which team's the best fit, and then we'll move on, and we'll, go to a team that's in the playoff picture, so it's crazy, when I look back and I see like you said, it is exhausting, right? Having to move around as much as I did, and playing all those different teams. But I really do think it was like, it was so good for me too, in a way as well, as to be able to play on all those different teams and
Meet people.
meet people and learn. I learned so much shit too, like learned so much from guys, watching guys. Like I feel so lucky that I got to play with like some unbelievable Hall of Famers, and guys
Hell
on
yeah.
different teams, and create relationships with those guys, and still keep in touch with some of those guys, so at the same time, I look at, I was a suitcase for sure, but I look at it as well, like, those teams wanted me, like they traded for me, right? So, they were trying to win, and I think I was a guy that, I was a guy that you could win with. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, I still miss it. I don't think that'll ever go away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Listen, how comfortable are you talking about your sobriety? Because everyone always knows, or certainly, kind of knows your story. They know you've been sober for several years, but maybe they haven't heard your complete story, man. Like when did that whole process begin for you? Like who was the person that stepped in that really helped you kind of go out and get help?
Yeah, it was when I was in Anaheim. I kind of made some big life changes, and decided that I was going to stop drinking. And yeah, you know what, I've told this before, I'll say it again. When I was in Anaheim, I remember Ryan Getzlaf actually kind of coming up to me, and he said to me, he's like, Nate, like, are you all right, man? Like, is everything okay? And at the time things weren't okay, but I've, of course, said to him, yeah, everything's all right, man. I'm good, you know, with that classic answer. And, but it's still like, it's imprinted in my head, you know, that moment of him asking me that. So, you know, I think from then on, you know, things, you know, kind of developed, and I stopped and, you know, did a bunch of different things and continue to do those things to, I mean, I haven't drank now for, I think, what is this, over 8 years now. So
Wow.
Damn, dude.
yeah, it's been quite the journey, but it's been a great decision for me and everybody else that's connected to me too. So
I read that you started early. I mean, I partied, dude. I went through hell and back, as you probably know. So I kind of get where you're coming from. All the stuff I read that you did, I'm like, yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about with this. But like, you know, early, like when you went to school, like when even in Eureka, I mean, guys they had all kinds of stuff slanging around. And would you just steal your mom and dad's booze like I did and just kind of start drinking at an early age? I mean, you know, it's not uncommon as you think. You know, I remember my buddies doing the same damn thing at that age.
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think I was like 12 years old, I think, when I first drank, and I think I stole out of my parents', you know, liquor cabinet or whatever it was, and then it was on after that, and then you know you leave home for hockey and junior, and
Yes.
I'm playing in the Western League, and at 16, 17 years old, living with Canadian men, basically, right? And you know, then they're allowed to drink at 18 in some places, right? So it's the culture of it. It's a lot different now, as you know, but then it was, you know, it was part of it. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but it's, you know, it was just the way it was. And, you know, you get into things with junior, and I think it was also, you know, coming from, you know, my parents had some issues, you know, where they split up, and I think, you know, those things can, you know, a lot of things that can happen when you're a child can, you know, obviously can develop over time and affect you in the long run too. And I think it did that. And you know, playing junior, going through that, you know, and then partying, and then all the way till when I turned pro, and, you know, you start making a little bit more money, and you know, that changes things as well. So you know, but at the same time, I always say, like, I'm grateful for all the mistakes that I made. I'm grateful for all the shit I did wrong, because it shaped me to the person I am today, you know. And there's so in a way, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did those things, because now I'm at where I'm at for a reason.
We've had a bunch of different guys on, similar stories, man, but everybody's different at the same time. We've had, you know, Sheldon Souray and Bobby Ryan and Kevin Stevens. I mean, everybody's got a different story.
Brent Myers.
But like, where were you at your deepest troubles when you were playing? Like, where was it the most difficult spot for you? Like, what was rock bottom for you? Which team?
I think probably when I was in Anaheim, I think, because after, was it my second season there? Yeah, going into my last year, my contract year, I'm training, second day of working out. I'm probably hungover too, or whatever, who knows. And I rupture my Achilles training on the second day in June. And I got dark for me after that, you know, and I'm going into my last year of my contract year, really, with Anaheim. So, you know, I ended up actually, that happened in June. Things got pretty dark, really dark, actually, up until about October. So a bunch of things happened with me, and I ended up stop drinking everything in October. And it actually worked out great, because I was getting sober and I was rehabbing my Achilles at the same time. And it turned out to be one of those things where, you know what, maybe I was fucking meant to rupture my Achilles, or who knows, you know?
Yeah, man.
Sign, baby.
And it was a sign. It was like, you know, you need to hit more of a bottom to get yourself out of this, maybe, right? So, and I did, but that was probably the moment where, and the time frame where I was like, yeah, this is bad.
So what was your drink of choice? Did you just like crush vodka? Was it just a mixture of whatever, bourbon?
Kind of everything, but I think towards the end, like, well, I could laugh about it now, but my nickname in Tampa was Grapes. So I loved wine. I loved wine. So I think I was, and beer guy. I loved Budweiser. I was a big Budweiser
Heavy,
guy.
baby. Bud heavy.
Bud heavy. So I think at the time, those are probably my favorites.
Yeah.
So, is there like a network among former players who are sober now? Like, you guys all talk? Have you shared your experiences? Like, I mean, Cam brings up, Brant Myers. We love Brant. He wrote a book, obviously, and
Yeah, Myers
seems
is the
like
best.
he's
Yeah, he's
connected
cool.
with a lot of guys. I mean, do you guys talk to each other or no?
Yeah, we do. There's a pretty good handful of guys in the league, for current and former, that keep in touch. And I'm on some text threads with some guys, and yeah, guys definitely check in, and you talk to guys, call, text, whatever it may be. But yeah, it's all about staying connected, right? It's all about having a community, and when you have that, it makes life a lot easier.
Did you ever get into because usually when you're a partier, you have an addictive personality. Like, you walk in a room, you talk, you'll try anything, and usually that makes you feel good. So like when you get injured and you're boozing, like you get into painkillers at all? Did they do anything to you?
I can't say that I didn't abuse them, because I did abuse them at times, but I wouldn't say that it was one of my things of choice or drugs of choice, where it was like, I was doing it all the time and really abusing it. But I think just because of, I don't know, maybe I just didn't like sometimes the way it made me feel, or it fucking
Clog you up.
or I
Shit
was
for 3
gonna
days.
say, or I couldn't take a shit for a
God.
week. So,
Kate had
yeah.
to call the ambulance one time. I tell you that, she did. It was horrible. God almighty. Terrible.
What was the toughest drug or alcohol or whatever to get off of? Like, was there one that was more difficult than the, like, was it difficult to stop smoking weed? Was that as tough as it was to like stop drinking, or were they different?
No, I think it was more of the alcohol part, because the alcohol would always, once I started drinking, it was to the drugs, right? It was like, that was always the connector, I would say. So I think that was probably the biggest thing, was the hardest, was just being done with that. Because towards the end of my career, I know there were nights when I was drinking a bottle or 2 bottles a night by myself, so it was like, I think it was more of that. And then, when I was drinking, then it was, then it would be the drugs. But I knew that, those things were paired together, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So you have you're chilling, have a couple, you're drinking by yourself, and then you call your cocaine guy to come stop by the house. Like, did you, is that what you wanted to do right afterwards? That you're down, now you want to get up again?
Yeah, no, for sure. That was one of them that definitely was paired with that. And it depended on the day, depended on the weekend. Depended on the night, I guess. But I was, those things usually, when I was drinking heavily or I was getting after it, it was probably call the drug guy to get blow or whatever it may be to keep it going. And sometimes it would be going, and sometimes it would be going. And then if that was the case, sometimes it'd be going for a few days, which, as you know, it could get dark too. So.
Yeah, that's a nasty feeling right there, man.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
So were you in and out of rehabs? Did you ever get suspended by the league?
Yeah.
Did you ever fail a test? Nothing like that?
Nothing like that. I ended up going, I just started doing AA, really. So, I started getting into that. And yeah, I luckily, it was one of those things too, where I did have kind of an intervention done on me, where it was, Nate, you either, figure this out, or you're going to rehab. And I didn't want to go to rehab. So
was that family that gave you the intervention,
it
or
was
teammates?
like family. It was family and friends, kind of.
Yeah.
So did you just walk into a room and you just like wake up and then open the door and they're all there, or did you come home and they're all standing there?
Yeah, it was a few of them just kind of waiting there waiting for me at my place. And then some phone calls I had to, at the same time, kind of both. So yeah, it was tough. It was a tough time, I guess you could say, right? Bringing back all these feels. But yeah, it was hard, man. But at the same time, it was hard, but it needed to be said. And I'm glad that they did, because who knows what would have happened. You know, I remember my mom telling me, you know, like, it's just, I didn't know if I don't say this to you, then who knows what happens, right? Where this ends up, if, you know, if you're in jail or dead or who knows, right? You just never know. So, it was hard, but it was a great thing, and I'm glad they did it.
Did any general manager or coach ever bring you in and be like, hey, what's going on? Do we need to get you help? And did anybody ever move on from you, like trade you think, because of what was going on off the ice? Did you ever get a sense of that?
That's a good question, actually. You know, I think when I was in Anaheim, Bob Murray, I remember him having a couple of conversations with me, asking me if I was all right. And of course I gave him the straight answers of I'm good or whatever. Bob was always so good to me, and he was making sure that I was all right. And then I guess to answer your second question, I think it did. I think, you know, I'll tell a story. I mean, I remember in New York when I was at the Islanders, I wasn't supposed to be playing the next day, and the team was, and we had a skate, you know, morning skate next morning, whatever. And there was a few of us that went out the night before. And next thing you know, get a knock on my door at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's like 30 minutes before pregame skate. And I'm like, fuck, you know, like race into the rink, get there. And Scott Gordon is our coach, who I had in the minors too. And Dougie Waite, Billy G are on this team too. It was towards the end of their careers, and they're trying to like run interference for me as I'm coming in. I'm getting dressed, and I remember I'm getting dressed, and I'm watching. The coach is just staring at me, you know, just watching me as I get dressed. Come out. I walk right by the general manager too, Gar Snow, who's the GM at the time, and I reek. Get through the pregame skate. I walk on like probably a couple minutes late too, and I get through the skate. Assistant coach pulls me aside and just says to me, hey, like, you fucked up. You're going to pay the piper, you know? And I'm like, yep, I got it. I didn't say anything. I'm like, I know. And I proceeded to get bag skated, you know, or, you know, condition skated for the next 45 minutes while Gar Snow's watching me in the stands. And a couple days later, I got put on waivers. And I was thinking I was going to be going down to play in Albany or Binghamton or whatever that weekend. And next thing you know, I get picked up on Tampa the next day. So it's wild and crazy, and how it turned out. But I think a lot of some of my actions and the way I acted and things that I did, and I definitely took for granted at times, my position, I think definitely affected team's decisions and my career probably.
He could have made you run stairs like he did Josh Hosang.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
Gar Snow, man, he made Josh Hosang run stairs. Although Dougie Waite and Billy G, man, that must have been hilarious to have those guys
nothing's
around.
going on here.
And they're such good vets. I could see them, like, you know, helping you out there.
It was the best play of those guys. I mean, that was, sure, you know, Jay, those years when you had at least 10 guys on the team that were over 30, right? Yeah. And we had all kinds of different veterans, Billy G, Dougie Waite, we had Richard Park, Brendan Witt. I mean, I could go down the line. It was a lot of guys, but it was just, those guys were amazing. I mean, for a rookie, for me to have those guys around was awesome.
Well, those guys are the ones that got me drinking a lot more, because they would start at noon after practice and then go to bed by like 8, and then we'd stay out later. So I blame them, actually. Hey, but when you got to Tampa, were you like, oh, okay, I got to fucking chill, I got to do my thing, and then all of a sudden, did you creep back into stuff because you're in Tampa and there's new things to do and guys want to take you out? And
I had zero chill.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, you know, I'm going to Tampa, game on, like I'm living in Tampa, like, yeah. And I still somehow played well. And, you know, I did obviously get a good chance there too. That helped. But yeah, no, when I got to Tampa, I think it was even more of a green light for me to get it going more. So I think I was just scratching the surface, obviously, when I got to Tampa.
Listen, you hear those stories and you see it, like, you know, in Alaska, like just the alcohol problem that exists in some of those little communities in Alaska and whatever. Like, did you see that? Like, was alcoholism something that ran in your family, like in the community you grew up in, or a lot of the people you grew up with, you know, dealing with substance abuse issues?
Yeah, I think overall, just in general, living in a place like that, Alaska, I think there's a lot of that going on up there because, like I said, we talked about the
Weather.
Depression.
the weather, the seasonal depression with the light and the dark. Yeah, I think those things are a lot more prevalent there than they are in any other state for sure. So, yeah, I would say I don't know if it was like generally community, but I think like anywhere else in the world or anywhere that where smaller towns maybe have a have that higher alcoholism rate or definitely suicide rate, all those things that that happen, and especially in places like that.
Where there's no sun and it's cold as shit.
Well,
like,
hey, look, I'm
you
telling
know?
you, I know you're probably in a nice little neighborhood there, but you walk around Laguna Beach and you could point to an addict and guys that are abusing because they got the money and they'll buy whatever they want. They got people doing their thing for them. So it's everywhere, man.
It's all relative. Absolutely.
It's all damn. So you get Tampa. So like, where'd you live in Tampa? And like, who'd you hang with when you first got there? That kind of, you know how that is when you go to a new team and like let me take you out.
Yeah, I lived. I lived kind of right on Bay Shore, right near downtown Tampa, for first couple of years, and then I lived on Harbor Island, which is like right across from literally what do they call it, Amalie Arena now, I think. So right across from there, where I could just walk. I could walk to the rink every day.
It's unreal.
Which was amazing, like I even like had a bike where after the games I would just hop on my little bike and ride my bike home, you know what I mean? So it was great. I mean, but I think when I first got there, Teddy Purcell had just been traded from LA to Tampa around the same time I was picked up off waivers from Tampa. So we were in the hotel together. Mark Parrish too, he was at the end of his career and he was there as well. And so the three of us kind of, we were hanging a lot, and it was it was dangerous. I remember, and Teddy will tell a story better, but I remember, he met us in Washington. We were playing on the road against the Capitals, and we come back from Washington to Tampa that night. We win the game. And I didn't really know Teddy that well. I played against him in the minors, and we're both staying at the Westin Hotel right there in Harbor Island. And he tells a story he's basically sitting on the couch, or he's sitting on his bed, and he gets a text from me, and it's like, "Hey, what are you up to tonight?" And he's like, "Oh, not much." And Teddy just writes like, "Well, should we go for a drink?" And me right back, "I'm already in the lobby."
That's how it is, man.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm already in my clothes." He's like, I'll be down in 30 seconds. And next thing you know, we have a night together, and we're still like really, really good friends today, obviously. But that's kind of how it happened, and that's how quick it happened.
It's just we're just waiting on somebody to ask, and you're like,
That's all it is.
Well,
You're
there's
waiting for one
boredom.
guy.
I mean,
you're in the hotel.
You're in a hotel. You're bored out of your fucking mind. What are you gonna go work out again? You can't do that. What do?
Well, you
Walk
want
around the
someone
mall.
to hang out with, man.
You want to go hang out, and it's just like you got money. Like you're not worried about that. So it's inviting.
At that time too, there's no like, what is that, 2011, 2000? No, it's like 2010. Like there's no social media then. Like it's really not that big. All the things that are going on now are not going on then. So it's a lot different, right? So it was like, all right, well, we got to get our entertainment, and let's go out in Tampa.
Did you ever like play like drunk? You ever drink on game day, like before a game?
No,
like
I never did
honestly,
that.
like on the way to the rink, or in your hotel room on a game day.
No, I mean, I guess you could, if you technically could say, yeah, if it was like the night before.
If it was 2 a.m.
Yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, that's on game day.
No, it was still in your system.
After you woke up.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get a nap in later that day, but it was in my system in that 24-hour time frame. Yeah.
We've all done that too. But
exactly.
Mark Parrish has a story too, man. He came out, and so it's good to see. It sounds like he's doing well too. You know what I mean?
No, he is doing well. Yeah.
Just so you know, we have a ton of listeners, man, that have problems. We talk about it, so that they're going to really, really enjoy just kind of like, humanizing, like, hey, this could happen to anybody. But
sure,
I do got to ask though, on those Coke benders, were you ever like, oh my God, my heart is pounding so fucking bad. I don't want to call the ambulance because I'm fucked, but I might die of a heart attack?
Yeah, I had an instance where this is crazy and dark, but I did it one time. I remember I was rehabbing my shoulder that summer with Anaheim. I had surgery. I was going to be back pretty much start of the season still, but I remember I really couldn't work out too much, but I was working out like 2 or 3 days a week and doing PT. And I remember before one of the workouts, I remember I was up all night, partying all night, and I still made it to work out and PT, whatever. And I remember like doing a bump in the parking lot before a workout.
Oh God.
And I thought during that workout, I thought I was literally going to die and my heart was just going to explode out of my chest. And that was it. Definitely not the smartest decision at that moment, but yeah.
Because your heart was about to pop out.
It was about to pop off.
Man.
What do you do now, like to keep yourself busy in your mind where it needs to be and to make sure you stay on track?
Yeah, I think I don't think it's talked about enough, but I do think like exercise is huge. I think that's such a big part of mental health and like making yourself feel good. Like you said, I still talk to a lot of guys that are sober. I still have like you said, a community of people that I talk to. I think my kids hold me accountable as well. I think that's another part of it. And then I've gotten into jujitsu in the last couple of years. I started practicing that the last couple of years, and it's been great for me. I mean, obviously physically, but mentally more so. Just to have that as an outlet, it's been good. So
could you put me in if me and you
In an arm lock.
could you get me like, okay, I'm going to come out throwing bombs, but I know exactly what to do. I'm going to give him a little ankle lock.
He will tie you up like a pretzel
and make me look like,
in like 5
I'll
seconds.
cry. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, with jujitsu, like if it goes to the ground, like I mean, I'm not a expert by any means, but if you get to like a blue belt level, and they say this, and I'm at a blue belt levels, you could manipulate 90% of the people on the ground if you wanted to.
Yep.
So that's how of impressive martial art it is. I mean, that's why I always say, like, I think all women, I for sure think every fucking cop or anybody should be mandatory have to do this, I think, because you can literally, I mean, anybody right now, I mean, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but yeah, if it was someone that was bigger than me, if we got to the ground, I would be okay.
You'll put them down, dude.
Yeah.
They will. You basically kill them, because in a real battle, a couple 100 years ago, if you had a battle like that, you break their ankle or you get them an arm bar and they're done. You could smash their head and kill them.
Does your girl will she have a casual drink, or does she not drink at all? And like, how do you like handle like being in those situations in those settings? Are you like completely under control, like when you're in an alcohol environment?
Well, I'm single. My daughter and I's mom aren't together. So,
Got it.
No, I think that now I'm good with it. Like maybe in the first year it was hard where sometimes I'd have to remove myself. But now it's like, now I'm like almost telling people like, drink. You know what I mean? Like, I think
it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Like, I think I feel more awkward if someone's like, I don't want to drink around you. I'm like, no, please. So I think now, after it being this long and having so many different experiences, I'm good now with that.
Dude, are you wheeling girls out the wazoo? No. Hear me out. Okay. Don't act dumb. Don't act dumb with me.
They think he's what's his name?
No, they think you're fucking Roman Reigns for one. Hey, dude, do you go? And then they're like, he's sober too, and he doesn't care if I drink. Like, you got a lot going on, man. Good for you.
And he does just
I mean, are you like? Do you go on Instagram and pick out hot Insta models and meet up with them? I'm dead serious on that.
That's a yes.
I mean, how do you not?
So, I mean, it's the world we're in now is so much different. And I miss those Tampa days when you'd have to go and up to a girl and like talk to them.
Yep.
And now you can just like, here's the phone, right? I can just, tap in and whoever I want to see and, shoot my shot and see what happens. But, no, I will say that, Yeah, I've never had a hard problem with women. It's never been an issue for me, and probably also not a good thing as well, right? So I would say it's a blessing and a curse for myself.
It's tough to be good looking.
But Nate, are you Jewish? Is that am I
what's up with
reading
that?
that right? Did you convert to Judaism and then you're like, okay, now I'm not in the relationships and now I'm back to Christianity?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
did you
What are you
stick
doing?
with it?
So
Or is that not accurate?
no, it's you know what, it's probably that's accurate. I mean, yeah. So when I got married, second time, I did convert because if we were going to have kids, we were going to raise them Jewish, nice Jewish family. She's from the area. All her family's Jewish, and it was I was there for all the Jewish holidays, and it was fun. Like Jewish people do it right, man. They know how to party, they know how to eat, like they do it right. And so I was like, yeah, I'll convert for our wedding, and I did. And but it wasn't like anything crazy. Like it's not like I'm like Orthodox or anything like that, where it was super intense. It was a very almost too easy of a conversion, I'd say.
No yarmulke? You didn't have to walk around the yarmulke? All right.
Yeah, it was like all of a sudden I was Jewish, and my Hebrew name was Natan, which was hilarious.
Natan, dude.
But I don't know.
That's funny.
I would say, I guess I'm on both sides. I don't know how it works. I mean, I guess I'm still maybe a little bit Jewish. Maybe I'm not. I have no idea. That's a really good question. I guess
Natan, you are Jewish.
Yeah, you
Okay,
are.
I'm letting you know right now.
It's not leaving
Natan.
you.
Okay.
But what do you do differently? Like, excuse my ignorance with this, but I'm like, when you do become Judaism, like, Jewish, like, what do you do differently?
It's kind of like lives under a rock.
I mean, Andy knows a little bit, but
my wife's Jewish, dude. Same situation.
What's different in the household?
I mean, with obviously, they don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
It's Hanukkah, right? And then there's Shabbat, which is what, Friday to
Friday nights.
Saturday, yeah. And there's all these different, and then they have Passover, and they have different holidays throughout the year that they celebrate. And but I would say the one thing that was always centered around it was there was always food for everything.
Really?
Right? And Strick, you can attest to this, right?
God.
He doesn't eat.
Dude, I'll eat some lox like a motherfucker, man. I love it.
Yeah. And matzo ball soup too.
Oh my God, the best.
Like, so everything is surrounded by like family, food, and like in those holidays. And that's what I think that's what was great, is when I was married, and her family. And it's not even, I would say, they were like, they still had a Christmas tree up during Hanukkah, by the way, too.
Exactly. Every Jewish person I know has a Christmas tree.
Yeah. So it was like,
Depends on where you're at.
they were kind of on both sides. So it was, I think that's what it was. It was so family oriented, and the way they did holidays and the way the parties were. And by the way, like, our wedding, I'll say this now, will be the nicest wedding that I ever go to.
Dude, I know.
You spent a lot of money?
I didn't, but
They did.
They took care of the whole
Dude,
thing?
we had a nice wedding too. They had like 250 people there. It was like and yours probably was bigger than that, but like, and I wanted to cut it off at a certain point, but the parents, they want to, it's like their party too. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, you wanted to cut it off, didn't you?
at 250, oh my God.
Racking the
It's
bill
a
up.
lot of people.
we had over 300 people there at ours, and a lot of the guests were her parents' guests. Yeah, it was all.
Everybody goes through this too, man. Like, did you save your money? And when you're partying, it's kind of like counterproductive. But did you always realize, like, hey, man, I got to start really putting some money together? Like, we all go through that phase.
Yeah, I think it was at a lot of different points in my career, I think, where it was like, oh boy, Nate, like, figure it out, So, yeah, I think that was probably, to answer your question in a short one, that's probably what it was. At different points in my career, right, where we have to figure it out.
Yeah, man. That's a reality check.
I'm
to a lot
not
of guys.
getting any service in here right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put you. We'll edit that out. I just swear to God, Wikipedia said that she's married to an actor, and I forgot the name.
There's been like that. That's what I said.
He's probably been with like 5 or 6 that were married to actors.
You can edit this out too, but
Yeah.
there's been like a couple that have, whatever. So that's why I was like, well,
Okay.
Who's the most famous person you dated, Nate? That's what we want to know. Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen any celebrities? Have you gone up to any celebrity, like girls, that maybe actresses or singers, and talked to them and hang out with them?
I haven't. No, not any like actresses or singers. I haven't. No, I haven't.
They don't care about the hockey players.
Has anyone ever come up to you and asked you to be in a movie?
Ooh, Great question.
No, but
Really?
We're gonna make that happen.
Dude,
I would love to
hire
be
this guy.
Yeah.
You're in LA all the time. I'm
I know.
surprised.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm going to the Kings game tonight, and I'm going with a guy that's in that world. So who knows? Maybe we'll see what happens.
Damn, dude.
Get your hair
gotta
slicked back.
Slick your hair back. Let me see your beard. No, your beard's good.
Hey, show those tats off.
I was gonna trim it up tonight too and make it look all nice. Should I leave it or?
I like it. I like it kind of. It looks. Yeah, I like it like that, man. It looks good.
All right,
Even the little gray there, it's all good.
What were you doing at the Four Nations game? Were you there just to hang out as a fan, or did you go there to?
No, I did some stuff for NHL Network while I was there a little bit, and then I don't know if you guys know that Empty Netters podcast that's out. Those guys live in Venice, so I know them a little bit, and I'll go on there sometimes as a guest on their podcast. And so they were going out there, and there was a big group of us that were going together. So I did some stuff for them that weekend, and then got to watch some unbelievable hockey and hang out in Montreal, which I hadn't been in Montreal in a little while, and it was
man,
I missed it.
It's nice there, dude. It's just
oh
is.
man, it was an unbelievable spot. I was like, God, I can't believe I got to play at this place, play in the city. It was awesome.
What's the closest you got to winning a cup? Because you played in the conference final a couple times, right?
3 times actually, yeah. That would have been the closest. I think the years that I would say the closest probably were the year I was in Tampa in 2011. We lose to Boston, Game 7. Crazy game. We lost 1-0. Not one penalty was called the whole game. Unbelievable hockey game. We lose them, and they end up obviously winning. And then my first year in Anaheim, I would say now looking back, and it was probably the year. Like even though it's over the course of 3 years, I think we missed a cup in that 3-year window for sure. We probably should have won one, but that 2015, the year Chicago won, we were up 3-2 in that series, and they came back and beat us in 7 games, and going on to win the cup. So those are probably the 2 teams, the 2 years that was the closest.
Did you get stuck in Canada during the COVID?
I did. I was playing in Winnipeg that year.
Yeah.
Damn, you got stuck in Winnipeg.
You got stuck. Yeah, you got stuck in.
I would say mentally that was probably one of the hardest years of my career. And I'd say it just because of the situation, right? It was like I was in Winnipeg. We were only allowed to go from the rink home back to the rink. Nothing was open. And it was also tough too, because it's like we weren't even really encouraged to like hang out with each other that much, right? Away from the rink because of all the COVID and stuff. And then having to wear a mask in the locker room, like shit like that, where it was miserable, and it was a tough year. And then when we go on the road, you're in a hotel, so you're ordering all your food in. You can't go anywhere. You can go for walks, but you're not going to a store. You're not going to a restaurant. So that was a wild season, wild year, and super difficult to like have to accept it during the year too, as well, and having to get tested almost every single day.
Oh my
God!
So
I don't know.
It was tough.
Dude, I've heard all about people who were stuck up there.
Canada was way worse, man.
Like
Hell in Nashville, they're partying.
Way worse.
The coaches are wearing masks, but the players aren't.
Everything about it.
I'd be like looking at Instagram and seeing other guys in the league that I played with or whatever, and they're in fucking Scottsdale or wherever, and the boys are out for dinner and having drinks.
Partying.
We're sitting in the hotel playing cards. We can't leave this room. It's like, this is fucking crazy.
California wasn't much better.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't at all.
Not at all.
Listen, you played with like, I'd like to know how many teammates you had, because you had a lot of teammates. You played a long time. Who's like some of your closest friends that you played with, man? That like check up on you, that you can go to if you need anything, man. They know your story and they get you.
Yeah, I think I'd say a big number of guys from those years in Tampa. I think guys like. Teddy Purcell, Ryan Malone. Ryan Malone's another guy.
He's the best. We've had him on too, man.
Bugsy's the best. And Bugsy's a guy too that, he'll just call me out of the blue sometimes, and be like, in his voice, hey, what's going on, buddy? I just want to say hi, and those. And I'd even say, those guys too. But then there's other guys that play with on different teams, like. Like Dion Phaneuf too, same thing. Like he'll message me out of the blue too, same thing. Man, hey man, how you doing? How's everything going? Like those guys that you create a bond with somehow over the years, and certain guys you keep in touch with, and certain guys you don't, and some guys you're connected with. But yeah, I'd say there's a good chunk of guys that still, that I still talk to periodically or check in on, and they check in on me.
I tell you what, being on the road with the radio, you're going to see a lot of guys that you haven't seen in a long time, just at the rinks and shit. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
God, you and Bugsy.
I love that. I'd love to get to that. That's the part of it that I love too, is getting to see all the familiar faces, like getting to see you and St. Louis coaching staff, but like that to me is like a highlight of doing that stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm just thinking of you and Bugsy in Tampa together. Dude, you fucking lived it up, man. Like, you got to just always remember that. You're in a fucking good spot, dude. Really good spot.
Can I ask you, though?
I'm lucky. We're lucky.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, though, growing up in Alaska, like, did you have, like, the resources to develop? I mean, obviously you did, to develop into a professional hockey player. But did you feel like at a younger age you had to leave Alaska to go play better competition? Like, was the competition good enough for you to feel like you were keeping up with the Joneses outside of Alaska?
No, that's a good question. I mean, I think we did. And you're right. We, the teams that I was on, I had other guys in our age group that were pretty good, obviously. And, we could only get so good being up there. And you're right. We had to leave. We had to play other teams, minor hockey. We had to go to Vancouver. We had to go to Minnesota, wherever it was, to get more exposure. And then obviously personally, I mean, I played 1 year midget up there. And then after that, I knew like, okay, this isn't going to serve me anymore if I play another year midget in Alaska. Like if I'm going to make something out of this, I'm going to have to leave. And that's the case for most guys up there, I think, being in Alaska. But I think as far as resources, like, I think I was lucky in a way, because being from Alaska, like having the access to be able to skate outside whenever I want, or having the access, it was easy to get ice. And I think honestly for me growing up, like that's how I improved the most, was just playing outside. Yeah. And so many kids my age did the same thing, or guys I grew up with playing. Like guys like Matt Carl and Gomez and all those guys, they all did that. Like all of us did that, was we played outside all the time. And so I think that was really what helped me and really made me that much better of a hockey player.
When does it get cold enough to really skate? Like December?
12 months a year.
Like December? In reality, like when it's 7 to
probably
12 inches
November,
thick.
Dude.
I mean, November? I mean, you could get as early as November. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if sometimes if you get an early snowfall in late September, early October, and it sticks from then on, I mean, by November you could have some good ice and good outdoor weather to skate on.
I've had friends for years who they moved to Alaska for the summer. They've gotten summer jobs, man, working on like salmon boats and shit. Like, a lot of people go up there for the summertime, whatever, man.
I can see that.
You better bring some bear spray with you when you're out there skating on those rinks, though,
quick,
man. Those bears scare the shit out of me, Nate.
Well, they should. They'd skip Andy. But would you feel comfortable if you're salmon fishing and that son of a bitch is coming up to you and you're like, ooh, I got bear spray, I'm good? Or are you like, no, I need my fucking fort, God, what would you need?
Why don't you have the bear spray when you're fly fishing, though? You said no one has gun. You're not allowed to?
You can't. In those national parks, you can't have anything. Like, you have to just follow the rules, stay away from the bears, give them their space.
So
you
what
can't
do you
have
do?
Okay, but let me ask you
even
this.
have food on you. You can't even have food on you.
Okay, let me ask you this. What if you did have a gun on you in a restricted area because you just and that thing attacked you, and you're like, blah, 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 and you put it down?
Oh, I'm shooting the motherfucker for sure.
Well, yeah. But what would you have to go? Would you go to jail for that?
Probably. Yeah.
For a couple years? Yeah.
I would think you would do some time, 100%. Yeah. 100% you would.
Man.
Yeah.
They're majestic, dude.
But doing a little bit of time is better than dying.
Exactly.
Listen, you can find a good lawyer, Nate, up there. We can get you a good lawyer.
Don't die.
I'll remember this conversation.
Yes. Just do me a favor. Just shoot the damn thing, and we'll worry about the consequences later. Okay, we'll figure that out. What's your favorite thing to eat in Alaska? Is it bison? Is it caribou? Like, what do you like eating out there?
I think probably just the salmon. Our Alaskan salmon, like eating the salmon from there, like, and I would say not just eating it from there, but like eating it like right after you catch it, there's really
damn
not bad.
good.
There's nothing better than that.
Nothing better than
Hey,
that.
he's got probably a couple dates tonight.
I know he does.
I know.
he
God
does.
almighty.
So,
I'm gonna have to
listen.
call you later on tonight. This not... Hey, you're awesome, man.
I know.
You're
Hey,
awesome. We appreciate it.
Congrats on a great career
Yeah,
and
dude.
everything you're doing, man. You keep it going, man.
Yep.
You got a great future away from the game too, or at least post career, to do whatever you want to do, man. So keep that up. Keep it up.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on. And if you guys ever want me to come back on and chop it up, I'd be more than happy to.
Hey, what's
We
your
will.
podcast, real quick?
Yeah.
My podcast is the Energy Line with Nate and JSP through the NHL and iHeartRadio. So come check it out. We just had Eric Tulsky on, the general manager of the Carolina Hurricanes, and so we kind of grilled him and what he did. So go check
we
it
did
out.
too. We had him on also.
Yeah.
Oh, you did too?
How
Perfect.
was he? He sounds kind of smart. I mean, like, hard to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he is. He's going through a jam right now, though.
I'd say he's up against it right now.
Yeah, he's up
Oh, yeah.
against it. But that owner should be too. That
Yeah,
owner puts
yeah.
him in a tough spot there.
Yeah,
too.
he does.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
All right,
anyway,
homeboy.
all the
All right,
best, man.
guys.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Thanks again.
Yep. The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy.
Troy, Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. Hope you enjoyed that conversation with Nate Thompson. Great guy, and we appreciate him giving us some time to hang out and talk about his story a little bit too, Cam, because he does have a
He's got a hardcore story.
story.
He drank
He's been sober for several years, man, so keep that going, man. He's an inspiration to a lot of people. Nate Thompson.
Great guy.
Yeah, so we were talking about Bob Richards, KSDK weatherman. Let's see here. His death resulted from a plane crash, which
What do you mean?
he had a plane crash, but I think he was driving,
He was flying.
the plane.
Was it a little Cessna?
And there was some personal stuff that
Is
he
that
had
what it
going
said,
on.
though?
Maybe there was like an extramarital situation.
Is that what it
I'm
says?
reading the Wikipedia.
What's it
here.
say exactly?
Well, I'll let you read it because it's
Richard says a plane crash which is thought to be suicide due to anxiety. Wow, Andy. God, you're 2 for 2 today. With
Thank
that.
you.
100%. Wow. A radio interview which his former girlfriend brought a message that he had left on her phone. Oh, my God.
It was terrible, dude.
In 1995. Spirit of St. Louis Airport. Okay. Wow.
Dude, it was
Now I'm
the
gonna look that-
biggest.
See, that's what I want from you.
It was the biggest
what I want
news
from you.
story going.
Damn. In 95.
Yeah,
Damn, boy.
it was huge news. Back then,
Damn,
the
boy.
weather and the sports people were so popular in this town.
Mm-hmm. In the 90s, in
So
every town.
popular,
Andy, in
every town.
Because that's what you had.
Why has that changed?
What do you think? Social media, dude. They're weeded out. You can look at so many different people they could do a YouTube channel that's more popular than the local news.
Right.
Yeah. And they have all the fucking, all the instruments that you need.
Right.
Right. Plane crash.
Right.
Damn,
right.
boy.
Dude,
I didn't know that. You're right, homeboy.
do you know I had a? I
Don't
wanna,
go too
I
deep
don't
into
want
it
to
because
tell.
you're 2 for 2. I don't want you to be
All right.
2
Because
for
I
3.
won't.
We don't have enough time.
I won't
I don't want to be 2 for 3.
tell the story.
What?
I had a teacher who got in trouble
Molested you?
for. Oh, no. But there was a woman who's on trial.
It would be a woman too, eh? Hey, Maddie, it would be a woman. You would be a victim of a woman.
No.
That's not funny.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
There's a teacher who was just standing trial. She's pregnant with the underage
Pregnant?
minor student
I
that
saw
she
that.
and he's saying it was consensual.
Well, no shit.
So should she still go to jail?
Sure. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
What
When a
doesn't
woman
bother you?
when a woman does that to a
And can I say this?
15-year-old or 16,
No, I think
17,
he was
I'm
like 16, 17.
I'm like, fuck, I'm a man then.
16, 17.
I'm a man.
I mean, if it's like a child,
Yeah, 12-year-old. I'm 15. I'm fucking psychotic. I wanted that more than she wanted it.
okay, so he's saying that. Should the judge take that into account?
Mm-mm. No. She's in jail. Put her in jail. Can't do that still. You know, can't do that still. But I look at it differently than a guy with a 15-year-old girl. No doubt about it.
Oh,
And if everybody's ever like, well, how dare you? Can't. What the fuck do you mean? I was 15 years old.
Hey,
I was a psychopath.
this one guy who was known to catch like pedophiles and stuff like that.
Yeah. They do that now on YouTube.
Dude, those are crazy.
Mm-hmm. Old man
They're
sitting with that
like,
15-year-old girl.
what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Then I catch him on camera.
I'm just hanging.
I'm just seeing a
She's
friend.
my friend.
Oh, yeah?
She's my friend. Yeah.
And then they chase him out of like a Walmart.
They smack
He's
him.
a pedophile!
And they smack
Are
him
you
around.
allowed to do that?
No.
Those
I don't
guys,
know how
they
do
like
it.
beat the shit out of them.
Don't know how they do it. But they beat the shit out of these guys.
They
And
really
It
do.
doesn't bother me, but
No.
it's like you're not allowed to do that, though. And they,
So
they're not in charge. Just because you meet with them doesn't mean necessarily anything, I guess, too. But you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I look at it differently when it's a guy and a young girl than a
So
an
one
older
guy,
woman and a young
guy like in the hood would pose as like an underage minor
Yeah.
and then go meet up whatever with the person.
Yeah.
And have the cops be in on it, and that person would get arrested. I mean, he caught I don't know how many people. So he just got.
Who? What's his name?
He was like some dude. I don't know.
What's his name? The guy, like Chris, whatever his name is. He went to actually all those people that they had on that show, the pedophile show with Chris Hansen.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris Hansen actually got in trouble for something, and he went to jail. And all the people that they convicted got out. Yes.
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen's a guy that's like, "What are you doing here? How are you?" So Andy walks in, and there's supposed to be a young girl. Like, Andy walks into a house.
No, why you gotta use my name?
And Andy opens the door like,
why
"Hi, Andy's here." And the girl's like in the back. She's like, "I'm right here. Hold on one second. I'm changing."
Yeah.
And you walk in, you sit. She goes, "Sit down. There's drinks."
And then the police come.
And the police come right in.
Okay, why don't include me in that
It's just me and you right now. So I didn't want to say me. I'm not going to say Maddie.
Well, say something else.
I'm going to say you.
Say like another name. Like come up with something else.
Andrew.
No.
Walks into
no.
Anyway.
No.
So I think Chris Hansen fucked up, and the whole company screwed up where they didn't have enough. Blah 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 blah.
But he wasn't doing anything like shady.
He got. Hold on.
Because what I'm
Maddie,
saying
did
is,
Chris Hansen get fucked over somehow?
this guy
Was he a weirdo?
This guy in the hood was catching people red-handed, man, and they were all going to jail and like setting them up, and he got shot and he just got killed.
Okay, that's not good. You know.
But what do you think about these people that are like?
What do you mean? What do I think about them?
Just setting you up and like.
There's more pedophiles than you think, homeboy. Just remember that.
Well,
with your two girls and your boy, just remember that when they're TikToking and they're doing stuff, and you're like, they're just sitting. There's weirdo fucks.
How
more
old
than you think.
should you be to? Well, they have private TikTok
more
accounts.
Than you think.
Private
just telling you.
TikTok.
Just telling you.
Accounts.
I'm just telling you.
And you better not be going into my daughter's TikTok.
I don't have TikTok, and I'm not going into your goddamn. Andy's the one that shows me his daughter's fucking dance videos. Andy shows me all his daughter's
should
stuff,
do her.
and I'm like, get me the fuck out of here.
Should do her.
Well, he's
dropping
because he's black.
That's what Ryan Clark said.
Of course,
but
'cause
isn't
he's
there
black.
another African American quarterback from
he's
Miami
black.
who's like a
Psycho.
stud? Cam Ward.
You're a psycho.
Would you want to take
Fuck yeah, I'll take
Shedeur?
Fuck yeah.
and deal with all that?
Shit yeah, if he's good, baby. No, because he's black. What a stupid thing to say, Ryan Clark. You race baiter.
A football of all things
You
to say.
fucking clown. The guy's making more money than you. He's black because he's black. Stop showing me videos of your daughter.
That's
Andy.
fine.
Stop showing me videos of your daughter. Andy shoves it in my goddamn.
No, that's
Andy,
her out
stop
of
it.
town right now.
Andy shoves it in my face. Like, look, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
and he's like, quit looking at my daughter's TikTok. I'm not looking at shit. You show me.
it's
and
Chloe, dude. Little
She's
Chloe.
dancing with her friends, and I don't want to see it.
You can't just watch that.
No. Why would I want to watch that when she's dancing in a provocative way?
Provocative?
A little bit.
No, it's not.
What's up? Ba, 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 da, da.
No.
What's up? Ba, 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 da, da. Cam, look. Blah, 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 blah,
Watch.
blah. I don't want it. They're dancing.
That's
Get out of
not
here.
provocative.
Get out. It's still a little much for a 14-year-old girl. I just don't want to see it.
Okay.
Why are you forcing me to look at your daughter dancing?
It's not,
That's
dude.
odd.
She's on vacation.
That's
That's what they do.
odd.
Anyone who has got kids, you guys know.
Yeah, but
how
doesn't mean I want to
goes.
look at it.
You
Why
don't
are you showing
have
me?
to look at it that way.
Why'd you show it
It
to
shouldn't
me?
be uncomfortable for you.
Totally uncomfortable.
Shouldn't be.
Then don't show me.
Oh, fine. God.
Show. Cam, look.
I'm just
She's
showing you.
dancing like Shakira. Like what?
No, she's
Okay,
not.
cool. Like that's what they
It
do.
wasn't dancing like Shakira.
They're dancing, and
It's-
it's
it's a
just, it's not.
TikTok,
If she
maybe.
did, if she was like playing soccer, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, what's up?"
Okay.
But dancing like
All
all the Instagram models do, I don't want to see it.
She's not doing that.
She's not in a thong or anything
No,
like that. But
no.
like,
don't paint like a.
it's gonna get there. I'm just saying that's where it's trending. It's the sexier, the more sexy you get, the more likes you get, the more videos you get. There could be a guy that does the same fucking thing that says, "Look, I caught a fish, and the fish is this big," and he's like this, And then there's a girl with her cleavage showing. She caught a fish this big, and she gets 1,000 likes. Why do you think that is? That's what I'm saying.
Because of her ability
Her-
to catch that fish.
That's
probably.
right. That's right, Andy. See, that's how aloof you are to things. Figure things out. You got 2 daughters. I'm just saying.
How old should you allow your son
Don't know, Andy. I don't have kids.
to have an Instagram account
Your son
to,
is
like,
different than your daughter.
to promote his like
Hockey stuff.
sports and stuff?
I don't mind that. Let
You
him
don't?
Let him show off. He's stick handling. I don't care. But if your daughter's dancing like,
I think there's a
I would
real.
say that's a big difference.
I think there's.
If Ty's dancing like that,
Dude, he's not dancing. Listen, here's my take on it. Like kids that have their own Instagram accounts, like it's fine if you want to like showcase your skills and your highlights. But the problem is, I think it's dangerous at a young age when your kids can start to believe everything they see and read, and they get focused on how many likes they get and all the comments and
yeah.
the reaction.
what do you think she's doing?
And you need that instant gratification.
What do you think she's gonna
Yeah,
do?
but they're in high school. Almost. She'll be in 9th grade next year. She's in.
I'm just saying, like that's where it trends. You know what I mean? The sexier you get, the more likes you're gonna get. Where with Ty, he's gonna have to do something crazier and crazier to get more likes. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I don't even have kids. I have to fuck-
show me. Oh, dude, like you act like they have like.
Look at Chloe dancing. Look, Cam. Look at Chloe dancing now. I don't want to.
You act like they don't.
Show me her scoring a goal in soccer.
You act like they're in bikinis or something.
They're in tight dresses.
No, they're
Oh yeah, show me again.
not. Okay, they're not in tight.
Oh yeah, show me again. They're in tight dresses. What are you talking
No, they're
about?
not. That's what I'm saying. You didn't look at it.
You showed me one the other day, and I'm like, God damn it. Get on with yourself, Andy.
That's what I was saying.
Why? Why are you showing me? Show me her score a goal. That's what I want to see. Get out of here with that. I just don't want to see it. dude.
Okay, fine.
I don't want to see it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm the weirdo?
Yeah.
No, the weirdo would be like, let me look more. Send me that.
No, that would be weird. if
That's
you
what
said,
Andy's buddies
"Send me
do.
that."
Andy's buddy's like, let me see more of Chloe. Or I'm like, no, I don't want to see it. I want to see her scoring goals. That's the difference between me and the rest of your buddies.
Mhm.
They're like, wow, send me that video. I'm like, no.
It's the only reason why
Jesus,
I have
what's wrong with you?
TikTok is to monitor her
Holy fuck, Andy.
account, but it's private.
Shove it in my face. I'm like, Jesus, I still want to see them dancing. I just
Fine.
don't.
Little
I'm
Ivy
just-
has one too.
That's cute as fuck.
Well, they're just a little older.
Yeah,
Same
it's
thing.
Ivy's like, hi, I'm painting something. Me. Cute as shit.
Mhm.
Where Chloe's like this, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, God. She's getting older. And you're going to have to deal with a lot of things. You better put your foot down once in a while, boy.
Mhm.
You better put your foot down.
I'll be able to do that.
You better put your foot down. Don't make me get into this shit.
Well, I might have to need you once in a while.
I mean,
to do
show
some
me
shit.
fucking videos. I'm like, Jesus, Sandy.
Well, don't paint a picture.
It's
like
not
it.
there yet.
Okay,
But
don't
it can be.
don't paint a picture
But it can
that
be.
it's not.
It's not there yet.
some provocative.
pure.
Yes,
She's still pure.
she's like middle school.
Just keep
dude.
an eye on it.
They're just having fun.
Just keep an eye on it. We talk about this all the time,
Okay, but
homeboy.
don't paint a picture like I just showed you something like inappropriate. Or
No, not yet.
because it wasn't.
It's getting there. It's getting there with all the girls. My little niece, too.
Mm.
Don't think I'm not going through it with my little nieces.
Okay, well, fine.
And I don't like it.
Are they on Instagram?
Yes.
Do they do TikToks?
They're starting to.
Okay.
We were in Florida 3 years ago, and she's really young. And we're all hanging out on the beach. And we look over. And my little niece is like, the phone's right there. She's in her bathing suit. She's crawling up to we're like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
I
is
know.
this? And we had to delete, her dad had to delete it. And so it just,
You just have
She's
to know.
pure. It's just
Kids are different.
They're watching all this stuff and they're like, sex sells, sexy. I need to be sexy,
Dude,
sexy.
There's
It's just
so much bad
god-awful.
shit out there. I'm going through my phone
know?
watching some like trying to catch up on last night's highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in between one reel to the next, like a completely
It's unbelievable.
crazy. And Ty's right there watching, dude. And I'm like, what is going on?
I'm just telling you.
Like some comedian just totally vulgar or whatever. You know, you
cares
can't.
about that.
I know, but I'm just saying you
Jesus.
can't.
That's what you're worried about? I'm telling you, you need to worry about them looking at other girls like showing off their
just
fucking
can't
ass
avoid
and stuff.
certain shit.
There's a difference between a comedian being real and a girl like, this is what you need to do to get likes and to show your ass, show your body, show your ass, show your body, sex, 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 sex. That's the difference.
All right.
You're worried about a comedian talking about what? Ouchie Fauci? Does that hurt your neighborhood?
No.
I bet it does.
No.
They're all like, how dare you?
It's not a comedian.
Is it a comedian saying that, those El Salvadorian fucking gangsters need to come back to America because how dare you deport them? Is that what they're saying? Were you worried?
They moved there.
They moved there with their family. They're going to be astronauts.
Oh, shit.
No, fuck
Rescue
outta
those
here.
astronauts. Get them out of there.
No, fuck out of here.
Man.
Come on, Andy.
Bolt
Figure it out.
Sports. We told you. Get those dangles, get those snipes, get those e-cones, get it back going again, and take your game to the next level this summer. And you can download the app. Cam and I are going to do a competition together. You will go down.
Chinatown?
May bring it out to the rink tomorrow night.
Go ahead.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
I can't wait to compete against you there. You know, that's one thing I enjoy doing is competing.
I'll fucking stick you right in that fucking sternum of your boys.
Jesus, dude.
And you'd be like this.
You don't have it in you anymore. You don't have it in you anymore to do that.
You know.
It's a terrible feeling.
You wouldn't be able to
Check
get
out
through
Bolt Sports,
a
do it today.
goddamn season of anything. You are weak.
Yeah.
Your immune system's not good.
Yeah. If you've got a
You
son
are
or daughter, you
fragile.
need to improve your hands, your agility, your speed, your shooting. This is the best
That's true.
training aid on the market. There is none better. Check out Bolt Sports. They've got some other stuff coming out here soon, too. And you're going to want to check that out as well. But take your son or daughter's game to the next
Damn
level
right.
this offseason. So when they show back up, when the season starts up in August, and the coach is like, damn, what have you been doing? I can tell which kids who have been sitting on the couch doing nothing, eating Cheetos, and which kids who have been working on their shit.
No shit.
And the coach is going to be like, who's been doing it? Well, I can tell you have been.
Well, they got Cheeto fucking bullshit over there.
No, they can't fucking shoot. They haven't gotten any better.
No energy.
No energy.
Nope. Not
Lethargic.
listening. Not listening.
Not listening. Can't shoot. Can't handle the puck.
No doubt. That doesn't necessarily mean that they've been eating Cheetos. It just means that they don't listen as a kid.
Well, I do think you can make an effort to get better.
You know.
That's all I'm saying. Illinois Recovery.
What if they're eating chicken? Would you be like, how dare
They
they?
probably have a lot of protein in them. Probably ready to rock and roll.
He eats capers.
Illinois Recovery Center.
Right there in Swansea, Illinois.
You got somebody that needs help, man.
Goddamn right.
Let them reach out.
Right there in Swansea, Illinois. Jacob
Chrissy
Wheeler,
will take great care of them.
Chrissy Pondoff,
Eric,
Conley.
everybody.
We love you guys.
Jacob, what's up?
People are getting well in Illinois Recovery Center. They're the
I'd like
best
to
of the
go
best.
out and speak to them too, man.
Yeah, they listen to you.
Oh my God. You act like I can't do that.
No, you can't. There's some things you can't do.
Okay,
Actually, there's
fine.
a lot of things you
Fine,
can't do,
okay,
but I don't think
whatever.
you realize that.
Illinois
in that brain
Recovery
of yours.
Center. But if you need help, and I heard
And
from
he could do everything.
I heard from a listener recently who actually was a patient there.
Is he doing okay?
Yeah.
Good. Damn right.
Doing really well.
Damn right.
So, appreciate all of those messages as well. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. That's the link. Use that link and send us your order. We're going to put you in a drawing for a beautiful First Form package. I'm wearing all different colors today for this
Yeah, you are.
edition.
Let's go to Dogtown.
We're going, baby. All right. So anyway, so check that out. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Get the apparel, get the hoodies, get the shirts, shorts for summertime, socks, everything.
Summertime's coming, baby.
Love it. Firstform.com/Cam and Strick.
Blue
Blue Note Roofing, did you suffer damage on your roof?
Yes, you did.
314-920-5713. Put that number in your phone and call
I
Dave
predicted
Novak
it.
today. Cam did no shit.
I predicted everything.
Cam's he's an amateur storm chaser.
I
is what
predict
this
everything.
guy is.
Andy's one-dimensional. 4 years ago, he knew nothing about anything until he started hanging out with me.
Mm.
And now he's into weather. He's into natural disasters. He's into politics. He's into current events.
Call
He's into
David
this.
Novak today.
Funny how that works.
Blue Note Roofing. Look for the yellow truck with Blue Notes all over it. Can't miss it. Blue Note Roofing. Hat launch. Get yourself a hat.
Right here, baby.
Every hat tells a story. What brand you putting on your hat?
God dang right.
Create your hat. They'll create logos for you. T-shirts, hoodies.
Dang good.
Danny Boy, everybody over there.
What's up?
Jordan, the whole
Target.
crew. Hat launch, baby. Check out Hat Launch and check it out today. Yes, sirree.
Check it out. Thanks, guys, for listening.
At
man.
Bellman,
Nate
you
Thompson.
get no-
Swinging dicks. Troy, Missouri. Get that shit-kicking truck, baby. Let's go. Shit-kicking truck.
But you do get
Those are
sushi
the-
and
those are
flavored
the
water.
People, that's funny. Those are the people that help out people.
Buick
just so you know.
GMC on one side of the street, Cam on the other side is Chrysler Dodge Jeep
You're
Ram.
damn
Say hi
right.
to Danny Boy.
Danny, what's up?
And
Kenny,
Kenny.
Dale.
Dale.
Don't fuck with me, Dale. I told you before.
Mhm.
Okay?
And I'll tell you again.
I'll tell you again. God dang it. Love all you guys. What's up, baby? Let's go.
Hell yeah. Hope you enjoyed this edition. We got a great one coming up. We didn't even talk about Kevin Lowe, by the way, because he
We have
said
him next.
something. We've got him. I know.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
We got
get into
things
that.
to talk about. I texted you.
Next,
Let's go.
I knew about that. Next
I
episode.
texted you.
I knew that, though.
Yeah, but you.
My phone
gave
was
me a-
dead. Had no power.
We got Kevin Lowe coming up next.
Cam's
so
like,
we have
"Wait,
Nate-
it was the worst one ever. But he's watching TV all day. We had no power in our house for 3 days.
I predicted
Tell us your story.
a month
Want to hear about
beforehand.
it. Hope you enjoyed this edition.
Love
of
you
the
guys.
Cam
What's
Street
up, baby? Let's
Podcast,
go.
baby. Yeah.